no. He's like, yes, in a sense, but he's like, this is the only time I'm going to give you my, I don't want it back, but don't ever ask me for money.
Don't ever ask me again. You better,
right.
I would just be like, all right.
What do you think about that? You like that?
I like that. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, to be honest. Or never mind what O'Leary says. What about what our good friend George Bush once said? Fool me once. Yeah, shame fool me once.
You can't fool me again.
Yeah, fool me again. Hey, there he goes.
All right. Joey, what time is it?
Again. It's 2 o'clock.
No, it's almost
It's lasagna time.
Man. It's lasagna time. All right, guys. You better ask for a lot, says Philip. Yeah, smart. Philip's thinking. Yeah. Philip's got the right idea. Guys, all right, it is a lot of greenery in this market. Very, very aggressive breakout. All the Mag 7, without exception, are all green. Even Netflix is green, which is surprising. SMCI, AMD leading the way there for the semis. You also have ARM up aggressively here, 2 and a fifth. So there's a lot of movement here. It's been a good day. I'm assuming it's a really good day for most people's long-term portfolios. But, you know, just let's keep a focus on things. And, you know, it's not going to always be this way.
Oh.
Well, you know how the market works, right? So hopefully we see more all-time highs as of late. So good day, guys.
Yeah.
Send them off, Joey.
Yeah, I think we do see some more all-time highs. I think it's only a matter of time until we see it within Apple and a couple of the other names. We do have some laggards like Meta and Tesla that aren't really performing that well. But watch out. What happens when they decide that they want to hit those markers? It can help the market continue to climb a little bit higher, and I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. Maybe not so much with Tesla, but Meta, I think it's only a matter of time. So, all right, guys, that's it. The boys will talk about their salmon. I would have liked to have the salmon. I tried to make a deal with it. I didn't get the deal done, but that's all right. We can get some other deals done because that's what we do, man. But I don't think there's salmon, man. There's
usually
only
salmon gets like ravaged.
Yeah, the salmon gets ravaged. So yeah, I couldn't close the deal out on that one, guys. I hope everyone's had a fantastic day. Sharif and I will be back same time tomorrow.
Yep. We're going to Idera.
Ciao. WeRod popping here. NVIDIA's social media account hyping up the company's latest robotaxi GXR feature. So WRD getting some love from NVDA and social media and pushing to the upside. Back to you.
Back to us. Yeah, back over here. We're yeah, what's up, Joe? We told the story before. Neil and I, for some reason, I think it's because the old. I know why I'm on no cheese.
I know why.
The old caterer used to put these big piles of like big ass feta cheese.
I was telling people in the lesson of the day. It's like it would just be silly.
Yeah. So I was like, nah, man, I'm hard passing on cheese. And then we flipped over to caterers, and of course today comes lasagna with cheese. So we don't have that. We're the only ones that got salmon.
Yeah,
so
it was delicious.
Yeah, it was. The salmon is the winner. That's my favorite thing that they do consistently here. Although I thought the tacos were actually pretty good on Monday. They were
I could have requested. I would have gone for just the hard shells over the soft. The soft shells were like the soft shells were super tiny. Like you couldn't fit anything in.
Was that Andre?
Andre just said me too for the
tacos.
The hard tacos.
Oh yeah. That was tasty.
At home, I usually do like the soft in the hard, or is it the other way around, so the soft around the hard. But you couldn't because the soft one was super tiny. Market is a beast.
You may want to get checked out here, Jesse. I mean, I don't know. Did we both change or no? I think we're the same right now.
Change what?
Neil and I right here. So I don't know exactly what that means, but actually, I look the same as I did.
Okay.
I feel like. We changed from these two guys. But we can't compete with these guys.
I have a confession to make.
It's about time.
I was an Asian dude this morning.
Yes, finally you're telling people the truth.
I just so you know. Yeah. If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. I wasn't. I was just the same person. But, you know, we are... Yeah, the more you know on that one. Okay, man, during the midday show, I was putting in, this is why you gotta be part of the chat, man. Be part of the midday show. I'm in there putting this down. When we got back, you know, from the gym, it was 1 o'clock-ish. We looked at Marvell. We said, thank you very much, Marvell. We were in and out of you at this exact same 170 level before. And then there it was right there. It came up into VWAP. We saw a little bit of a head poke there on Marvell, but then it came back up once, twice, thrice, bang, to the downside. And you want to talk about, like, we were going to use, like, well, here, I can tell you my stop right now. 170.10 was our stop right here for Marvell. And so that last fill is a 90 fill, so give ourselves about 20 cents. Now in the money, $1.20. And then Oh boy, we'll go money dropper for Tesla, because this is a long that we had with you guys. We were going to drop out if it broke through 390 and VWAP. We're actually waiting for more down there. Didn't get any, of course, and then there it goes upside. So now $6 in here on this one. But yeah, fun times about to happen here this afternoon. We talked about it. We're going to stay a couple minutes late tonight for earnings.
Just have a couple.
It's ARM. ARM is the one that we feel like most will be.
ARM and maybe.
What was it? No, IRON is tomorrow.
No, IRON's tomorrow. I was looking at tomorrow.
Yeah.
INQ, AppLovin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, AppLovin, ARM, IONQ, all of them at 405. So.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I'm a stickler about this. These should be in the middle because my charts to crash. Well, the thing is, ARM, I hate you. Because I'm like, yeah, I'll trim some.
You'll get a chance
before.
today.
No, I did. I put the order in. I canceled my 240, I think it was 247 or 248 in the long term, and just sort of threw it in there around lunchtime. And of course, it's back at the highs. I'm in one position. Once BMNR was under VWAP, you know what? I wanted IBIT to be stronger than it was, and we left you guys with like a flat trade on IBIT. That starts losing the volume weighted average price. So crypto ended up not being strong. So I flipped over into what was a weaker name, which was BMNR. It's trying to break, it just broke low a day, but I'm now giving it back into 22.9 and possibly reloading if we get to VWAP. Hypercube says, can we get back to business?
I thought these guys were our
and get
friends.
some tilapia on the menu.
Why? The thing is that I'm down with tilapia on the menu because guess what? Your boys rotated out of tilapia. The next time it's tilapia, it's just going to be salmon again.
Well, you know why we haven't got tilapia anymore? Because I finally left the tilapia, and ever since I sent the email we have not had it once ever since I've rotated it. So watch them have canceled it. By the time I was like, yeah, I can't.
Yeah,
the thing is,
the tilapia.
It's not just that the salmon tastes better. You also have to note that you get, like, I swear you get 20 to 30% more volume when they serve a salmon.
On Instagram.
You just get more.
On Instagram, I saw something about how it was saying what the best, healthiest fish was and least healthiest fish. And it was farmed tilapia was the worst fish by far. It was like,
word?
Yeah, like we could probably look it up. It was like tilapia is like the worst for you. I don't know if it has too much, I don't know if it's the oils or I don't know what it was. But
okay,
it was like,
that's even more reason.
Maybe we're onto something over here. All right, so Tesla right back up. So we have a little piece left. Waiting to see what levels wind up breaking out here. And we'll see here as Tesla now starting to go upside one more time. Through 400 would be our next take if we can get that, if we're lucky enough to get something like that on Tesla. So we'll wait to see. We've already gotten out and right near 400 the first time, waiting to see if we do wind up breaking through it. Covering a little bit more here on Marvell. Let's see, I'm bidding 50, so if we get a 50 fill, that'd be nice. And then we can see what winds up happening after that. So it's probably all farm raised stuff is going to be a lot worse. But I'm not sure there's too much like wild tilapia out there. So that's not a great thing there. And our salmon's probably farmed as well. It's so much tastier.
Yeah, that's my guess.
STF.
Oh, this was that weird stock that Sharif was looking at. I was the crazy halter. It's got a very weird daily chart. Like, look at the daily on this thing. What the heck is even going on here? So don't know what it is.
What in that? There it is.
Yeah, I want that. Yeah.
What the heck is even that?
That. But it is halted again, so fair enough. I won't be trading it. I'm pretty sure. I thought this probably blocked, if anything. It's probably blocked at real trading. But it's done 2 million in volume, so the halt up has a tap of 738 and it halted at 738. I don't know how much technicals are even realistically going to matter here. Looks like some kind of a reverse split and habitual line stepper and a reverse split and utter nonsense. What is STF? STFS.
Oh.
What?
Do we go long 400?
STFS? Star Fashion Culture Holdings. That just sounds shady. Yeah, so they did the last piece of news was a 1 for 40, and I don't even see a piece of this today.
We gotta start getting serious here.
That's nothing. That looks like kind of just like a low float runner with no reason.
What is the reason? I mean, not that Tesla needs a reason to be up 2.5%, but we just hit 400 again there, and I'm talking about 399.80s. We just had a run, and then it just got hit right back to the downside. I'm debating to go long here on that take, but yeah, no, we've seen so many. It's like the first time that Intel broke through $100. It did have, it's gonna be hard to see on the chart, but it did have a pullback in. Actually, the very next day, it got down to $95 before eventually getting through there on better news. So we'll wait just on AMD news, I guess. Good to see Intel starting to moon upside there a little bit off of that. It was really interesting to hear, and this is how you know, like when you're talking, I was going to say about Luis there. Like I heard on the midday show, and I just think when you're talking about sitting on a prop floor like we are and everything like that, that's why the midday, you know, they trade the small caps, and I know Joe's in the larger caps a little bit, Shreve primarily smaller ones, but I heard Luis talking about SNDK, and he's trading that one, and he was trading SNDK and Micron and everything. So I just wanted to say, like, you know, regardless of what your specialty is, it's always a good thing to get outside of that when you see things moving around, you know? So, you know, from Luis talking about being a small cap, you know, trader and, you know, developing that software that he has and everything like that, to then talking about looking at SanDisk and has been tracking it and looking at it and trading it, you know, I'd like to ask him, like, you know, did he make more money in the last couple weeks or whatever trading, you know, larger caps maybe than smaller caps, or is it even, or how much focus does he have on it? Because I just think that that's pretty cool that you get that other sort of aspect there of making sure that you are good at, because, you know, whatever you're looking at, like small caps are fine, but, you know, when things are moving around and you want to make sure you get the opportunities that are in there. So he was talking about SanDisk and Micron and all that. So that's where, you know, when things are moving around, you often see it on the sticky note, like all of a sudden one day, there goes, by the way.
Like the meme craze.
Yeah, exactly.
There
goes
for 6 months, everyone's trading the same thing. During marijuana, everyone was trading marijuana.
Yeah, exactly. And
during the silver thing,
yeah,
pretty much every single day, someone was trading a silver stock on the show.
Like we haven't
and then nobody trades it, and then back again. Like I hadn't traded silver in weeks, and then today it's back in play. Yeah. You to an extent, you got to jump wherever the movement is going to be, for sure. And hopefully, we've got some movement in the space of concussion therapy, because we've got some updates from Orogenics. Ticker OGN on the NYSE American. The company's activated its phase 2A clinical trial in Australia with its first site fully operational and patient dosing expected next. They're developing ONP-002, an intranasal treatment targeting concussion and mild traumatic brain injury, an area where there are currently no FDA-approved therapies. And alongside that, Orogenics has spent the past year strengthening its balance sheet, raising capital, resolving liabilities, and restoring exchange compliance. The focus now shifts to execution, with clinical progress underway and additional CNS assets under evaluation. OGEN over on the NYSE American, formerly the Amex to us old heads. The market that nobody would trade when we started. I remember as a trainee, nobody would trade the Amex because it was all Nasdaq back then. Because NYSE had it was basically the market makers had so much control. Like,
yeah. No, for sure. It was a good one. Amex used to be good when the SPY, Qs, all that were over there, and then obviously with Reg NMS and everything started ticking out there a little bit. Spin it. You guys are right, man. There goes Tesla. Okay. Hey, look. Yesterday we made $7 or $8 on Marvell. Today Tesla, I choose you. And there it goes, man, right up there to the upside again. You know, quite a runner here for Tesla. We're now $8 in, and let's see if we can keep going upside now on TSLA. I mean, we did clear out just ahead of 400, but now that it's going through, let's see how far Tesla can go again. We have Disney today on earnings. Just seeing that this was maybe at VWAP. Okay. Well, that's why it's at VWAP, and that's why it's hitting the scanners. It's been pretty slow here, slow grind up into VWAP, but that's like what we have the scanners for, is to give us an idea of potentially what might hit next. And for this one, it is a VWAP trade. And look, the difference between this, obviously we're short now $1. We're $10 in the money right now on these two trades, but it's Marvell's my most recent one. And the reason why I like this a little bit better is because we tested back and forth. And it's just like, you know, not taking it the first time up through VWAP, fine. Then you see some dancing and back down through, comes back, you know, doesn't break it, comes back, doesn't break it. So we started to get involved there. We believed it so much, we took it again. And then there it comes back in and, you know, starting to cover, obviously, on Marvell. I think I only have 20% left on this name. Let's see if it gets back above this golden cross here of the 50 and the 200, 169.25. We can actually put a stop there for how many shares we have? Okay, we can go for 169.31s. We'll stop out for 50% of what we have left. And then we'll wait to see if it continues to climb through that level. If not, maybe we do have a downside push. And then look where we're getting out. I mean, this is what I have to do a little bit better on, try to hold more for these prints. And that's what we did, man. We have 4 or 5 prints right here above the 200, and then 4 or 5 prints underneath the 200 period moving average. So I think we did pretty good there trying to hold on. So we're going to do that with Marvell, and we're already, I mean, Tesla's mooning even more now. Tesla's now 850 as we start to go into the new highs here for Tesla, and should be good to go. I mean, sure, we're running into some problems. We don't have too many shares left. This is why we get out at 400, is there's been an up and down situation with that before. So we'll see if Tesla wants to eventually hold out for whatever that is. That's 407. We're not getting there. So maybe tomorrow, but no stops right now. Maybe if we break back down below 398, we'll do that. So far, so good. SoFi. Oh, someone asked what was the most recent. I just saw SoFi in there, and I actually didn't remember.
I thought I was having a. Oh.
Yeah, someone said what was the last thing I was buying. I actually bought SoFi at 18. So this has not been good to say as my last buy, but that is what it was. So SoFi there at 18 is the last thing I bought, and I'm, like Joe, I have a little more than 50 cents in cash, but I do have whatever. I don't know. It's probably less than 2 or 3%. Of the portfolio in cash.
I'm about to get a cash infusion.
I sold AMD today.
There was, that's actually not the arm, because a few months back, when I thought it made no sense, and I probably mentioned on the show that Robinhood was buying WonderFi.
Yeah.
And then so basically what happened is I think there was like a call or something, and they pushed back when the deal would close.
No, I remember you talking about it.
And then for some reason, WonderFi just started tanking, and I'm like, this is trading like a good 20% beneath the fair value of the close. And so I just put like a bunch, I had cash, I'm like, I'm just put it into this, because it looked to me like a free 25 to 40%, depending on where it is. And I can see myself on the offer now when that stock gets back up there. And then hopefully...
Do they have
What I bought recently, it's supposed to close now in I think it's June, June. Somewhere mid of the year. A lot of times they'll either, if they haven't given you a date, they'll just say Q2, half of the year, or like third quarter or something like that. This was mid-year was the update, so there's still a couple of months, but if I can literally get it pretty much at the price, I might as well take it. One update here, I'm gonna probably trail out of BMNR, I think. It's already made the move. Like, we got yesterday's afternoon range when it broke down, like there's your low, there's it breaking. Now it's starting to come back up. So I'll hunt for something else, and whoops. Oh, number lock was, I never take number lock off.
Ooh, Tesla.
Absolutely never take number lock off. Let's see if I can sit there. Yeah, just get the fill. When it breaks that bottom, like, hold it for the low of the day, but if it cannot break yesterday's low, just trail out. Reload it if we get 23s. Still on the 15-minute. Reload it if we come back into VWAP or 23s, and then see if we can rinse and repeat that trade. The other thing that's going to be on my mind, though, is if we are bouncing, nice double bottom. I bet ends up holding 46, pretty good. Not at yesterday's low, but there's that bottom tail where we didn't get the absolute low. Now it's starting to break trend in here. So I'm gonna try to pick this one up if I can in the teens and ride this party. I just prefer Bitcoin when we're going, because I'm staying bullish on this because it's breaking the upward trend, whereas ETH isn't as much. So therefore, I think I like the shorts on BMNR. Like, when we were holding lows, BMNR was breaking lows, and that's the difference. So I'd rather be on the thing which is just a little bit stronger. So I'm gonna pop in here, kind of give it to this support at 46.10, and then look for the next. Cobble says that a few people are putting in Beyond Meat. What is that moving again?
Oh, was that $1?
We had Beyond Meat on the
midday. Did it break $1?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I put that in. Okay, good.
That was the option for the lasagna today. Was
Yep.
Yeah, the vegetarian option was actually Beyond Meat. Was it lasagna or was it something else?
I guess lasagna.
Yeah, it was lasagna with.
Oh, bring out the cannons for Tesla.
I should have tried that.
All right, there it is.
The other one.
There's the hot dog cannons. Pew, pew, pew. And they are cannons today. There goes Tesla, man. You guys wanted it. You guys get it. There it is. $9. Tesla goes through 400 into 401. Good trade there. But I'm actually happier with this Marvell trade, actually. This is exactly the kinds that, you can up your share size and everything. Tesla's great, and we did do, we put some damage on the board down here on Tesla. So those are purples because I had too many offers out here, and it just thought that I was short selling, but I wasn't. So there it goes all the way to the upside, Tesla. So yeah, we will go a little bit on that one, back up there to the upside. So we're just looking for other opportunities now. Like I said, if Tesla can break back down to 398, we can get out of that one. It's just it's been an okay trade there. The other one today was Google. I mean, I was going to ask you guys, what goes through 400 first, Google or Tesla? Well, I mean, Google bounces. And again, like to have been here, this is the thing, like there's so many good opportunities now in the midday. There's so many good opportunities throughout the whole day to trade. And that's why I do shout out Luis and Joe and all those guys that are, trying to put some money on different strategies. Like that $400, if you were looking at it, just like on Tesla. Tesla came up like the first time here on Tesla, when it came up into 400 right here, like I was long, so I was cutting it, but that's 400. It falls back into 396. So it's like it gives you $4 down, right? And I think Google right there, the exact same trade. All you had to do was have the stones to put it on. Like that's a huge move up. I can understand not standing in the way of it, that's for sure. But maybe when it goes like this and then breaks lower. Anyways, every trade is tough. But the second time, I think, would have been the right time to do it because you didn't break the first time. So you say, okay, you dare it to do it the second time. And it does give you that monster trade right back into VWAP. And now I'm thinking like, maybe we look at this as a VWAP trade now for Google, because the last time it did that, it did bounce off of it. I'd like to see a little bit more, but we are giving some sort of resistance here, some sort of support on VWAP down there at 396 and change. So maybe Google is due for something over there. What's up, Andrew? I mean, we could put these all up there. I mean, this is what Neil and I want. We want you guys to start asking us some questions. So when you're saying SQQ there, I look at things TQQ-wise. So we can just look at SQQ because you wanted to. Again, this is the ultra short ETF. So so if you're looking for a position in this one, or it depends on which way, but an upside move would mean the market's going down. So right now, with this is up 1.74%, you see a pretty good directional move lower right now. No, I mean, I don't, it depends on which way you mean here. Andrew, what do you think of starting a small position? So I don't know which way, but if you're thinking about long right now, I'd say no. I think the market has more room to run. I mean, there's not really anything negative today to spark. I mean, sure, there might be some negativity. Maybe energy. Yeah, USO down 8%. Sure. Well, we've already talked. Yeah.
Devon's down 8%.
XOM,
well,
CVX is down. XOM down 4. CVX down 4. Broadcom down as well today. Palantir down. So there is some weakness, but I don't think, okay, Palantir was a name that was just at VWAP about
hold to 35
or 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it broke through. Okay, so I just wanted to say, like, this was a name that I was looking at this area and I didn't go short, but this was because Palantir was down, I was thinking about this. You see there, we bounced off of it. We were bouncing, and then, as I said, about 20 minutes ago at 2 o'clock, I did not take it, obviously, but maybe Palantir turns into some strength now. So, yeah, no, for me, I'm going to back away from shorting really anything. I mean, our Marvell, I only have, like I said, 20% left, so we'll see what that winds up doing.
Just got a super chat.
Okay, perfect. We like that.
Bob?
Cover some more.
Boba.
Boba Fett?
Boba Fett.
It's coming soon.
Well, not that one.
Actually, he's not involved in that.
Well, that one wasn't very good. Maybe Boba Fett will be in some of the new stuff, but that one wasn't very good. Thoughts on the trade desk? Earnings tomorrow, holding 24. Well, what do we say good? What do we say good about the trade desk?
Oh,
probably not.
I know what I want to talk about.
It's probably not the name that I would gravitate to. Like, I feel like if you're looking for beat up software play, there's probably other places to go. Like, you get a lot of value just buying like a Microsoft. If you're looking for something in IGV that's been beaten up, or even like Palantir, if you just want something that's in that ETF, or maybe just the ETF itself. But I understand why everyone gets excited for this one to go. There's been accumulation here at the 50 period. That's a good sign. Accumulation is a pretty good sign. But every time you get excited that something that's a bottom pick is trying to go, there's a bunch of other things which have much better trends, which are enticing dip buys. I tend to stay away. I think as a day trade, if it's breaking above 25 tomorrow, sure, why not? We'll look at that as, I guess that would be on Thursday because it reports after the bell tomorrow. So yeah, more like on Thursday morning if we come in. Actually, no. Friday morning. What am I talking about?
After the bell.
Yeah, Friday morning we'd have to come in and see if it's holding that 25 level. But a lot can happen between now and then. We've seen some absolute dump jobs on names that you're like, oh, but this is bottoming out and it looks like it could be consolidating and it's making some higher lows and money's gone. And that'd be Roblox as an example. Roblox still down. Market's at all-time highs. Roblox is up 0.7% under VWAP and looking pretty bad after their earnings. I just think you got to be careful with those names. Me, I would just rather put money into Softy if you think There's a bounce coming back in. Maybe Palantir holds and breaks out. Trying to think of another name that I would like, but not really. I like to dip buy on theme a little bit more than picking bottoms. So I went over to the IBIT, like bottoming tail candle here. Thanks. Bottoming tail candle, jump in. We'll give it about 46.10. If we do pop up to VWAP, then I'll look to get out into those highs and just see what's next. Speaking about energy, don't be surprised if you see Devon with a big imbalance tonight. Devon's closing a huge all-stock deal at the close, and they're already down 8%. So that could be wild this afternoon. Worth a watch. Beaten up probably as much because oil is down, but some of that is also all-stock, big deal. SMR, did we ever find out the story here? Oh, she's not here. I don't think we found a story on SMR, but a lot of people have been asking what's going on with it. Breakout, hopefully. I actually have 13 as the original entry price, or it was like between 1280 and 1320, somewhere in that range. I'd have to double check, going all the way back to when it first came. And I just want to jump back and add shares in once we prove a hold and breakout. Like we've held the 50 period, there just hasn't been that break on SMR through 14 bucks. But I think we can get there at the end of this week, and then that can be an opportunity to jump in. I understand, and this is a Hail Mary play. Like if you get like 100% move on that stock, it's like take some off, and if you get 200%, then I would take some off again, and then try to hold for the chance that they actually ever make money. But you know what you're getting into with an SMR. Like as quickly as that goes up, you know it can completely rug you. Like it was at what 58, 59, something was a high. Something along
SMR, yeah, I sold at the very top, 57.
Okay, yeah, somewhere.
SMR, so we got lucky on that one. Yeah, and guess what? We're not lucky on this one because Big Bear AI has been something that we've been talking about for a hot minute right there. And more, they missed. So it was 12 cents, minus 12 cents versus minus 8. So that's not helping Big Bear AI. I mean, we were hoping to get EPS positive transition, but their margins grow to 34 or 37% from 21%. So definitely improving margins there with Big Bear AI. They closed that $53 million government contract, which is great. They still have an order book of 280 million or so ready to go. So that's been helping them out right there and maybe gives them a little bit of a runway. They cleared their convertible debt as well, so no more cash owing from Big Bear AI. And there it goes. Big Bear AI going upside right there. And, it's not all just, these chip names. Big Bear AI off earnings, again, finally making a move back up. And, I'm more focused on Big Bear AI right now than I actually am on Palantir. We finally go back into the money on Big Bear AI. We're still long at $4.20 on BBAI. So boom, upside going now for Big Bear AI. And it's we showed this to you yesterday, but I think Sidhu was going the other way today. Upside there, so I'll find out. Today. Yeah, exactly. So this is the updated look right here on our board. Yeah, we'll get if we have a super chat, we definitely want to look at that. There it is right now. So 15, 21%. So it's about half now. Half of us are up, and it's funny because this is all as of January. It's like all one of us had to do was pick SanDisk or Micron or something. And then that would be an absolute monster move right there to the upside. It's funny, none of us took chalk. I actually wanted to take Google.
I was determined not to take any chalk or not to take any stock that I already owned.
Yeah, exactly. So there.
Barry Dingle. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, you sent the super chat before, but I missed it because I saw you talking about the Qs and made a bad assumption. Using the last $5 to your name. Well, I hope not. Have you ever seen the SPY and the Qs move like this in a single month before? No corrections ever, just straight up? I can't remember anything exactly like this. There were times during, during the financial crisis or after financial crisis when things were ramping back up, you would get some absolutely spectacular bounces because you get spectacular bounces in bear markets, but that's not distinct. That's not the same as breaking out at the high.
Using the last $5.
Yeah, so I can't remember a time where it was like a breakout like this that was as clean on the Qs. You do get months like this in bear markets, oftentimes after huge dumps. But even you can compare that back to the tariff tantrum, and the higher low off the tariff tantrum was probably not as good, but it was pretty solid, and that would be the most the closest comparable, or it would be something which is completely unlike it, which was bouncing off of lows back in the financial crisis. So I don't know. I'm sure if you could look it up on ChatGPT, or well, maybe you can't. The last time I asked that a question about market history, it failed abjectly. It was terrible.
Yeah, you'll be careful with that.
With Perplexity, got it just dead wrong. So. Fail.
Okay. All right. Just scanning around, right? I mean, I was actually looking at Google made a move all the way back to VWAP, so that could be a trade there. Okay, well, it's broken it. It was the last one that hit on the scanner. So Google coming back in off that $400 mark. I mean, this is what I was talking about with Google. It's like, all you had to do was buy it at last year's lows. It was $150, man. And this is what I say to people all the time. It's like, these are not stories that you couldn't figure out. Like, Google was and has been an absolute, this thing was split multiple times, I believe. Maybe only once, but this name's already had monster moves, and Google just, we are easy to see that we knew that they were big into AI. They were one of the very first names to be into quantum and, deep, what was their first one? Not deep fake, I forget, but anyways, Google, what was that? DeepMind, yeah, DeepMind. I kept thinking about the Chinese there, DeepSeek, that's why. So, Google's been a story for a minute, and I mean, the fact that it's been where it is right now is just incredible. So, what an epic rise in these stocks. And this is why I say to, Joe or any people that have some ute underneath of them, that is especially Dara and anybody, if you get some money in your pocket, like that 50 cents, I think that even should be deployed there, Joe. But look at what's going on here with all of these names. I mean, this is just a weekly chart for Google, and the story's the same. I mean, how about just when you signed up for Gmail, you just bought 100 shares? I mean, this was $6 back in 2005. This was $12 back in 2010. This is not from $12 to 400. I mean, even just to buy shares there and let it ride is absolutely unbelievable. I told that story, and I got to actually check back with my friend here. I forget when it was, and I told this, so those of you guys that have been here for a minute would know, but he had sent me a screen cap of a conversation that we had, and it might have been in 2018 or 2017 or whatever, and both he and I were going back and forth and saying yeah, we really like NVIDIA down here, and I think Meta was another one, and there was probably something else. Anyways, and then his next message was oh yeah, I'm dumping in 40 grand into each one of these things, all right? And then he sent me a message, I guess it was probably 2024, and he showed it to me, that 80 grand or whatever it was 1 point something million dollars, and he hadn't sold anything, and yada yada yada. And it was just talking because he had looked back at our conversations, and that was literally one of the last ones we had. It's not. This is a friend from our kids' sports, and it was just he's holy crap, this is unbelievable. And I felt bad because I probably didn't put anything near that much in at that time. But it was just a story about how these names just continue to go. So I feel on dips for SanDisk or on dips for anything like that might be worth looking into if you do get a dramatic move down. People saying AMD 180. AMD was just at 180 a month and a half ago.
Someone just said they didn't like the fact that the market's at channel high, so they don't want to buy it here.
Already.
But you know what? That's a good reason. It's another super chat that we have. ANET.
Yeah, not this one.
That's not that one. That's another good reason to trim a little bit, and then you just buy the next available dip. If it's a stock that you like, just buy the dip and continue to accumulate. And sometimes you buy the dip on something you like, and it doesn't feel good in the moment, but you're remembering that you're going to retire with that in your account, and that's the idea. I'm going to take a look at ANET, which might just be a scratch today. I know it's having a bad day, but it actually is right on theme with what we're talking about, Arista. But just very quickly, not going to give this one too far with iBit. It's been a good day, and don't want to bucket. I'm asking myself, okay, well, the market's going higher. I'm looking for a catch-up play instead of maybe potentially just looking for the re-entry on something relatively weak. So I'll just continue to wait for BM&R to give me a trade. But as far as Arista goes, fair enough. Disappointing today, right? Gap down last night, continued today. You'd say this looks like a horrible situation for the market at the highs. But Arista, that's a monthly chart on Arista, which looks absolutely fantastic. Right? You're getting a red month, but you're still putting in higher lows on that. On the daily, I showed you that because we're not split adjusted here. On the daily here, you're pulling back into the 50 and the 200 period moving average. Now, I don't own Arista, but if this was GE Vernova, which I love, or a stock like that, I'd usually find this as an opportunity. And when we consolidated highs, I tend to like to trim some off, and it goes higher and you hate yourself. But if you get the pullback into like the major moving averages, they tend to be a good spot to catch a bit of a bid. So it's going right into the 200 period. What I don't love here is that it lost the 200 before going, so it cared more about support at like 115 bucks than it did about the 200 period moving average, which it had been respecting. But that doesn't mean if it doesn't bounce here, it's not good again. So yeah, you pull back in, and sometimes it's about looking for that dip buy. And I'm only saying that because it's exactly what I do in an uptrend. And the next time GE Vernova gets to the 50 period moving average, I will be sitting there and waiting there with open arms. There you go. To steal an old phrase, just wait there looking for open arms. The real Gary says MSTR looking better than IBIT.
Ooh. I'm going long Robinhood right now, so hopefully if you are talking about IBIT and MSTR, we'll go long Robinhood right here, $70.40. We'll use that as our low as we bounce back and forth here with Robinhood off of VWAP. But yeah, of course, all the talk that Neil and I make, like, you know, you guys got to have to make your own calls on your own stocks. I mean, you can clearly see.
I'll bring it back to something that I'm doing on my own stock instead of someone else.
Well, you can see how, I mean, I just showed you, right? Like we have 13 of us or 12 of us there. It's 50-50, half are up, half are down. It's so hard to pick individual stocks for the short term. If you're a long-term trader, it's much easier because then you don't ever have to sell. Okay, so here goes Robinhood. We'll take a little bit here, $70, sorry, 77. I don't necessarily want to get out there. If we can come up into 78, I think that would be a decent opportunity there. We're going to try to drop this. I really think this is a good level, man. 77. Let's just go. I mean, we don't have to take a lot of risk. That's the best part about this trade. So Robinhood again, and shout out to our good friend Brian Shannon, of course. He's tagging me. I'm tagging him back and forth on Twitter. Make sure you do go on X, follow us all right there. The best follow, of course, would be at TraderTV Research with Adara. But yeah, just coming in right into there. We'll try a long here on Robinhood. We could buy a little bit more at 60 if it does come into that, but this is kind of like that Marvell trade, but reversed. And we don't want to play an Uno reverse card on the market right now because that would be bad for us. But the market is up that 2%, and actually earlier in the day you're like, oh, it feels like the market wants to go 2%. So there it goes, man. You are now up that 2%, basically straight up 1%. Like we were down 0.8 there, or down 2.8, and then now it's just like pretty much straight up. I mean, you might have got stopped out in and around that area there, but there it goes, man, upside here. We'll see if we can capture a little bit of, drag here on Robinhood. So that's what I'm doing, just going long on Hood, and we'll see if, we could take, I don't know. Do you want to take something out for, I always do this, man. All right, we just talked about Marvell. I might just punch out of the rest, because if I'm going to switch into the longs, we might as well talk there. That's me crossing up on ARCA there, actually, at 56. Maybe we'll get, 55s. Maybe we'll get some fills there, which we just do. So let's get a little lighter. Hey, I thought we were supposed to get out of half of this Marvell trade. I don't know why that didn't. Oh, that's failed at 31 there. I don't know why. It's because I have my other stop. That's why. Oh, darn it. Okay, see, we screwed that one up pretty good. So, yeah, Marvell, we did get a piece out right there, so that was good. Now we're just rolling with less than, about 10% actually, left on MRVL as we continue to wait out for Robinhood. And this should be a good trade. We'll let it keep going to the upside here. If it does come through, we will offer something for about 10 or so cents, which is pretty light for sure. And then we'll go upside. We'll offer another piece there at O's, which is 78. Maybe we get going on Robinhood, especially if IBIT wants to go. But we already took a little bit of a bath there on IBIT today. We would have liked to have taken it for a win, but there's IBIT. We took it. We were actually pretty patient. We waited till about 10 o'clock there. Thought we were buying some lows there on IBIT, coinciding with the closing price of yesterday. And then it was like, nope. And then finally, when we lost that little 3 p.m. bottom there, that's when we said, forget about it. And now you can see your straight rate back, actually. I thought Neil said Bitcoin was going up, but I guess it was the other way around right there. So, yeah, maybe Robinhood might not work down here, huh? All right, I should have looked at this a little bit before we had taken this trade. We'll put a little bit of a bid again at 60s on Robinhood. But yeah, this does not look great. And we've already sort of said the demise of Robinhood. Part of that is, as hardly to say a demise. It's cut in half. But part of Robinhood would be IBIT and crypto, but 81.3. I feel like we don't need to really watch out for that anymore. So we'll do Robinhood right there. What are you guys buying in your long-term portfolios? I mean, that's something that we always get asked those questions. I turn it right back to you guys as well. Here's the overall sector watch today for technology names. I mean, they're the ones that are really bumping. What a great call on NVIDIA. A buddy of ours loaded the boat a little bit at 198, he was telling me today, so that's a good trade there. As NVIDIA is up 5%. I mean, depends on how much you put in. You may want to get some out. I did trim AMD today at 418, $400.18. I just got out of 50 shares. Got out of about 15 to 20% or so of that one. So that's a good one on AMD. And again, it's just so, it's not tough, but when you see those kind of things in your account, it's like, wow. But okay, GEV, we've already talked about, the power that's involved. Oh, earlier today we talked.
IREN is up 7? Wow.
Which one? IREN, yeah, IREN's a good one.
LAM, I meant.
Oh, LAM Research, yeah, that's also a good one. We talked a little bit today during the pre-market, and I was like, what about Constellation? That could be a name there that hasn't really run, that still could run. So CEG there in the power space. This is actually looking pretty good for a take at some point there. And then Palantir, I don't really want to get into. I see some people talking about that. Circle is something people have been buying recently. Hopefully not some AMD. We did have some GameStop news over the last couple of days as well. So if that's moving around, hopefully took a little bit of profit a couple of days ago. Because, yeah, Ryan Cohen looked pretty silly there. Can't even answer the valuation questions and how they're going to even try to buy it.
I think he just didn't want to.
Yeah. I don't think your mic's on, but okay. Yeah, Adero just piping in there.
Basically
on
just
that.
saying it was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was just, he was just coming, wow, this is okay. I was looking to put some money to work. I don't think I'll do it in the energy space, but this down 4.5% each. Pretty good, man. Marathon down. Oxy's getting hit the most.
See, this is what I like.
Valero.
I like the opposite. I like getting in on the dips.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Down 4% might be something there.
But Devon, I think Devon is going to be a trade. Maybe the thing being deleted, but one of the two between Devon and the company that they're buying, I think is a trade at the close today. One or the other. That's why they're down so much more. They're closing a monster deal, for sure. But it's the only all red. Actually, wait a minute.
Oh, these
The
are all
utilities.
right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Utilities are doing pretty bad.
I mean, everyone's rotating into growth names today.
Well, that's someone had asked why NVIDIA is so strong. There was a really good moment. There was a really good moment this morning where right when AMD was at its weakest, that's where NVIDIA was at its strongest. I think the rotation was happening. Profit taking in AMD and passing the baton, and NVIDIA is now the next one to go. So Apple. I said Apple was the next Mag 7 to get to its all-time high, and then after that, because Apple will be there tomorrow, and then we'll get NVIDIA hopefully, if tomorrow's Thursday, so like Friday or Monday, I think NVIDIA gets up to that top. What's actually interesting right now is SMCI, unbelievable. SMCI is almost at that level on the daily chart. I messed around with this a couple times off of VWAP, and like VWAP wasn't a clear direction in either way. Until it was, right? Like it wasn't a clear breakout. Left some on for the break of trend. It never broke trend and shorted it. Didn't really even give it to the trend line there. But I think this gets to 34. Just look at the daily. Like, why would you want to look for a reversion here? Because you're starting to press into resistance on SMCI. So yeah, huge move on the stock today. But I do want to pick the spots. Like today's one of those days where didn't really have to fight anything too hard. Like most of the trades were relatively simple and clean. And going back to what I I liked silver, but then it never made a fresh high and it still doesn't look incredibly strong. But SMCI up at that 34, that's looking good. Somewhere up here to look for it to break the trend and then try to short it. Maybe not back to VWAP, it could always just be back into a prior support level. You said we have a super chat, Andre? I did not see this one. I was grabbing a tea for myself there. We have Rob Demchak. AMD blew out earnings. Is there any chance we are looking for 500 next week? That call was super bullish and the stock is strong as ever. If there's anything we've learned, it's even if it seems unrealistic, I don't think you can completely write anything off. If I was a betting man, I think that's a little bit much given how big the gap up we had today. We just had a 19% day. The activity today, believe it or not, is I think quite good, right? To be able to dip, hold on to the 400 level, and show this kind of strength when there was so much profit taking and a lot of people looking to ring the register, I think it's a great sign. But 500 seems like asking a lot there, especially if what I think is happening with NVIDIA is true. If it is true that you're getting a bunch of rotation into NVIDIA, then I think on each legs up, you'll have people taking profit on AMD and then looking for the next available dip opportunity. It's just that there's so many good names out there that you will probably see like baton from here to here to here. 500 eventually, obviously. I just don't know. Like we had that vote, I want to say 2 weeks ago. What was the next $1 trillion company? A lot of us were voting for AMD, I believe, and they must sit at what, I'm going to guess 7 to 750, somewhere in that range. So they're getting pretty close to that $1 trillion mark. And keep in mind, anytime a company gets to a $1 trillion valuation the first time, it tends to be resistance. Forget about the even dollar numbers. If you hit the $1 trillion mark for the first time on a market cap, that is a temporary, like at least for a couple of days short. It happened to Apple when it got there. I'm pretty sure it happened to Tesla the first time through. I don't remember if it was true about NVIDIA though. But yeah, that would be pretty intense. If it can make it there that quickly, I'd be incredibly surprised. I don't know. 500 by next week. I hope so. All right, so SMCI is about to tag 34. It's still in a very distinct upward trend. This one's gone. Whoops.
Oh gosh.
Here we go. This one's gone. So now you're getting like a new trend is forming higher. It's a little bit of a tighter one. So I'll look for that to break, and that's it for me. Like it has to break that trend line. I don't want to sit in front of a level. I want to make sure it's actually breaking the trend that I'm currently looking at. Otherwise, no entry.
All right.
I don't want to stand in front of a moving freight train. That's worked well today, so I just want to continue to like stay green.
Yeah, man, we talked about trying to find the best trades, and I mean, we just gave you Robinhood, so there goes Robinhood. Long at 70s, breakthrough 78, pretty much exactly as planned there. So, yeah, a lot of upside here. Hopefully, we can continue to get going. It's despite the market not doing anything. There we go, Robinhood. So pretty good. We talked about where our stop was going to be, so we're well into the money now on this trade. So again, congratulations for those of you following and tailing on that one. Hopefully it is a profitable one for you as well. Okay, Intel's hitting a little bit here. Let's see what's going on with Intel. Just trying to fire it off. I mean, we do have the trade rate going. And no, I don't know why Intel's doing, maybe just breaking out a little bit there. Here's the hot list. So this is a trade rate indicator from, SMCI, actually. This was a level that we had talked about numerous times, $34. So this could be a good short right here. I don't think I want to go short, but SMCI into this level, if you look here, this is why we have those indicators, like right back in SMCI coming through again for that one as well. But we are still looking at, you are welcome there, Rich Lasso. Thank you so much for your kind super chat there. And look, we just want to thank you for watching. I mean, without you guys, we would have absolutely nothing. So I'd be sitting down and training the thousands of other traders at Real Trading. Instead, I get to have fun here every single day with you guys and grow this business and grow this team. And it makes me very, very happy. I still can't believe we get paid to do this. All right, NVIDIA, don't tell it to anybody else. Look at the 52-week highs today. Intel, AMD, the SPY, the Qs, SOX L there, Micron 650, Google new 52-week high, Corning, what up Corning, how you doing over there, Google 52-week high, the IWM, whatever the hell VB is, TQQs, obviously, AMDL, that's AMD, all on 52-week highs today. And notice this column, 52-week lows. We don't get too much action over there. We get GDC, whatever that is, and then the inverted ETFs, of course. But yeah, man, it's all about it today. We have IONQ tonight, as Neil had mentioned, and oh boy, do we continue to have some good successes trading these days. And part of it is, oh yeah, Flutter, FLTR, is that what Flutter is? No. Oh, there it is, FLT.
FLUT.
Oh, FLUT. It was FLTR there in London, as you saw. FLUT. The CEO right there of FanDuel leaving after 5 years. right there, Flutter. So they catch that news about CEO leaving. I wonder when that news dropped. Can anybody say 210? There it goes all the way to the downside, giving back about 4% on Flutter. I would be not a huge fan of this name, right? I mean, I'm not a huge fan of DraftKings right now or any of these plays. I do like DraftKings because I've always said that I like the first mover advantage on that. But other than, other than that, I just feel like Kalshi, the prediction markets, everything is really taking over right now. And yeah, this probably goes lower. This to me looks like a flat bottom break if I ever seen one again. That goes all the way back to February. So you want to talk about a market possibly turning around?
That's a problem.
Yeah, go for the weak stocks if the market's going to turn around. Flutter looks like one of those as well. We just took another piece out on Robinhood because it did come back in, and we have multiple outs at the high side because it was basically hit our goal. We were trying to get a little bit higher into that, 25s or 30s. So there's another out right there at 87 or whatever it was for Robinhood. Was that a call for Adara or something?
I think.
Then let's go.
Tons of earnings names on watch, guys. Is actually, in terms of the size of the expected move, might be the biggest night of the season. Why? Because all but one of these expected moves here is greater than 10%. Largest is Beyond Meat with a almost 21% expected move. Fastly in second place, 19.5% expected move. And then you've got a lot of these in the 10 to 12 to 13% range. Smallest expected move is Albemarle at 6.9%. But again, as Neil mentioned earlier, right at 4 to 405, you get the bulk of these earnings names. So stay with us. We'll try to give as many of them as we can at 405. Back to you.
Thank you, Adara, as always. And yeah, maybe I missed Beyond Meat because I was going through the earnings names there live with you guys. I actually have that sheet up. The ones that are 405, but I think I guess whatever. It's just probably like the main three market cap wise. The list I was looking at was probably focused on market cap, of which Beyond Meat probably not the largest market cap. I'm going to guess, and I'm going to be right because I know that they're not. That said, it's a tradable stock, and we were just talking about this with Luis, and you were mentioning with Luis. When it moves, great. If it can hold $1 and it can break out, we saw AMC go from $1 to like $1, I don't know, 75 or $1.80, something along those lines. That's an 80% return. 80% return. It's pretty darn good. Right? Like if Beyond Meat goes from 1 to 2, like that's an intense move. And that's the only thing that matters. The only thing that matters in trading is what you risk to what you reward. Like right here, as an example, if I'm risking 10 cents, try to have first profit at 25, and then try to have second profit at 50, then to me, the risk reward works. And then that's all that matters. Keep your losers small and your winners large. And then that's how you're able to stay green, right? So it just makes it a heck of a lot easier to navigate. And you can do it on Beyond Meat as well. We're in Beyond Meat a couple of weeks ago. I think it was in the other direction though. When it lost $1, I think I traded it. Yeah, it was not back here. It was another time, way before. We'll see. I'm a little bit skeptical about the U.S. The Army thing, because I don't know that one didn't sound logical to me that they would actually get a contract that easily for alternatives because they're just going to do whatever's cheaper and gives you the most protein, and I don't know that they're all that cheap. Roof, hey guys, what do you think about LPTH? Do you know LPTH? I don't.
LPTH. I mean, we can just look at it
from
LPTH. Look at it from a chart.
Light Path
Technologies. I mean, bouncing off 12 is nice. That's for sure. You got to hold that $12 mark. 200 period down at 894. LPTH. Hey guys, what do you think of LPTH into 14? Okay, I mean here, LPTH. I'll take it. All right. So if you're going to look at this name, you know what? Not going to be a lot of volume, but 1.5 million shares. Not too bad there at all. Into 14, yeah. I think it's looking good, man. I mean, I don't know if when they're reporting or whatever, you're going to have to do that work yourself. But just looking at a chart, this is a great level. So, yeah, I think into 14. But that's the problem. Like, you ask a question about a stock that's reporting tomorrow. It's just like, I don't, if it's a good report, guess what, man? How about 16? If it's a bad report, guess what, man? How about 10? So does it look good? Yes. I mean, I really love stock that holds the 50-period moving average, especially when you have a 200 moving average like this, right? We're sloping up. We just reject. Like we have 4 rejections right there. So, yeah, looks like this one could make a move higher. higher. I don't know what space they're in or anything, so I would just say it's a technology light path. Maybe it's photonics. I don't know what it is, but I think there's a good opportunity for this name to have a decent report, but I don't know enough about
for a stock that's not even, I just looked it up and it's not even profitable yet.
Yeah.
So if it's got a decent looking daily chart and it's not even profitable, man, surprise profit would be fantastic. I guess that's something to look for. Anytime you go from green, red to green in an uptrend, you can get some explosion. But it's 7% short, so that was the first thing. If I don't know anything about it, you get extra points going into a report if you've got a big short float. It's good, but not gigantic. There for LPTH. But you know what? Going into earnings, it's such a crapshoot. Just remember, what happens right away doesn't always mean everything. Like the first move, like AMD was down, if you just wrote that off, it was down, what, 20 bucks? I don't know, and that's not even the most extreme one, 20 bucks, and then ripping faces off. I don't remember how far SanDisk went down. I remember it went to 1,000, but I can't remember how many percent it went down before it caught a little bit of a bid. And we've seen even worse than that. 2 quarters ago, Micron, this will be useless because now it's calling up Blue Ocean. 2 quarters ago, Micron had a blowout earnings report and dropped 30%. Now, Micron is at close to all-time highs. I guess all-time highs were sometime in the morning. Right? But they reported and then pull all the way back into like 310 or something like that. And this chart looks fantastic. So it just comes down to what you think of it after the fact. Like I love ARM, and if it pulls back too far, I'm buying the dip. But I trim some going into earnings because I just want to be able to take advantage of any dip and get that money back in. And that's something if it's breaking highs though. Intel over 112. Oh, Intel. What are we doing with you, Intel? Because you are absolute rocket. There was a VWAP trade. I didn't really trade Intel today, but that was holding VWAP. Like if you were just looking at VWAP on this stock for most of the day.
Look, you guys know that you know we don't talk about nets or anything around here. But someone in the chat said that, and Adara mentioned there that she'll definitely try to trade, show her basic trade ideas with all of you in a more consistent way. Adara's the #1 P&L today. Yes, wait, actually. So there it is, man. Congratulations to Adara today.
Thank you.
Kicking it off there with her trades that we've been showing you guys today. So, Adara, do you have a trade right now? We'll give you a couple seconds. You might want to.
Not right now.
Okay. No, I mean that you want to review. Maybe.
Yeah, I'll go over SanDisk. I can go over my SanDisk short. So I will be honest, I LFT'd today. I'll just be real. I'm not feeling the best, as you can hear, so maybe not the best mentally. I took one trade on SanDisk, as you can see. I like this breakdown of the 410. You had to risk like 20 bucks on this, which I did willingly. And then it comes into this 1387s, which if I zoom out a little bit, was, okay, we're gonna have to zoom out a little bit more, that's fine. That was a little bit of a level yesterday, right? That served as support as resistance. So I saw us coming to 1387s, I just punched. I tried to get back in a couple times, like on this breakdown here around like 11:30, didn't really happen, but proud of what I did here with SDNK. This was a $23 move, more or less. So yeah, that was my trade.
Nice, boom. Congratulations there, Adara. Yeah, there you go. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
And there you go, right? Depending, it doesn't matter how much experience you have in this game. You just got to be patient, hit the trades that you like. And there's a perfect example right there with Adara, the newest
And on that note, let's throw a poll up.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Okay, so the poll from this morning, it was 54 to 46% that AMD would close above $400. That was the final. I just realized I didn't show you guys the end, but I started a new one. So it was very much 50-50, but AMD is 100% going to close above. So it was very undecided. Just simple, like we up or down today. Like red or green or red, because one is green. Everyone is, one person voted already. So there you go. So one, keep on, just throw the votes in. I'm very curious to see. I know when we have a lot of swing traders, it's overwhelmingly green on a green day.
Yeah,
which makes sense, because anybody that's swing trading, in theory, can't have lost. There's always something that you could have swung, I suppose, that maybe is just bucking the trend. ANET was, Arista was something we were just looking at. So get your votes in. We'll leave that one up for a while. And then I want to pick, with about 30 minutes to go, I want to see everyone's thoughts on a couple of earnings names tonight. Because I'm pretty curious to see what the sentiment's going to be after what AMD just did. Because I'm pessimistic about ARM. I think based on what AMD was able to do, and what we're seeing Intel do today, ARM already went 13 points. could it even do it? And then look at this nonsense. Went 13, gave almost all of it back and is closing at the highs. Buy. Oh man, I can see that first move being down on ARM, regardless of the beat that they're gonna have. That's just my take. We'll see. We're going to get that at the end of the day.
Yeah, I really like ARM, so we'll see. At 4:05, join us for 100% coverage of the ARM and IONQ. But we're out of here at 4:10, so don't.
When is Beyond Meat? I thought
we're staying long.
Oh, it's too late? I don't know.
Who knows?
I didn't even
no one
check.
cares
It's Beyond Meat.
No one cares about Beyond Meat. We'll be here for ARM, and then that's about it. Okay, so I think the stop out now should be 398 and change right there on Tesla. So let's do that. 397.74. We'll do that there on Tesla if that wants to come out. That should come out quite nicely there. Okay, we are out of, honestly, oh, that's Marvell. Sorry, I was looking at Robinhood over here. We still have a third left of Robinhood right now. Just a bunch of, it just doesn't want to go through 78. So I don't know if we're able to do that or not. The market's kind of just holding out here. You know, crypto's not really doing anything, which doesn't really bother me too much about Robinhood, but you're gonna wait to see right now where we go from here on Robinhood. Hopefully upside, that is for sure. Okay, what do you guys think of stocks like Yield Max? Don't even know what that is. I like the weekly dividend, hooray, it's giving me there, especially if Robinhood goes up with Bitcoin. I like the weekly dividends. Oh, Hood, H-O-O-Y. What is that? Yeah, I mean, look, there are yield, we talked about like the cash ETF and things like that do pay you maybe a monthly dividend or something like that, and you can get some yield from things like that.
There are some like high, yeah, I don't know. Like, I find if you're,
up to you. But
like, just always look under the quote unquote hood.
Yeah, under the Robinhood.
Anytime you're looking at some of those high yield ETFs. You gotta like what's in there, because there's a lot of good quality dividend stocks that are easy to hold in your long term. I always try to have one or two.
You must want to put that headline off.
Oh,
off the board.
Positive discussions.
All we're doing.
Any guesses at what USO did?
All we're doing is misleading right there.
No, we'll let you know if USO moves at any point today.
We've considered this. There's just not enough space at the bottom. So consider everyone's positions at the bottom during the whole day.
It's a logistic.
It's just a matter of like.
It actually was more.
Like Sharif doesn't.
Even just getting this and working properly. There was a lot that went into the back end, and
Sharif only trades from 11 to 2, and then Joe maybe he's not into too many trades near the end of the day anyways, but he's here most of the time to talk to us. So we can always bring back different positions like that, but would really just be Neil and I, and then maybe Adara. But Adara's the news anchor, and she's just she trades. She's obviously a great trader. I've already talked about that, but she's not actively into trades. It's just. If she sees something, she will jump in, and it's more. She knows she can always come in if she sees something and wants to let us know about that. So yeah, we do think that's a great idea. I mean, the more information that we can share with everybody, the better it is. Look, DraftKings on that Flutter news. Let's see if there's anything going on there. Obviously, replacing the CEO. What's going on here in the account? Oh, Marvell's back down. Okay, so Marvell just took a little bit of a dump there as well. So that was a good one. All right, so there's the news about DraftKings. Boom. It was Flutter, of course, and it was 2 p.m. So you can see the volume picking up. And I guess they're just thinking like, look, if the CEO over there of Flutter is stepping down, and I think they were saying that she had been there for 5 years, that maybe there is a problem in the whole industry, hence why they're stepping down. So that would make a mistake there. That would make sense there for DraftKings. And yeah, there it goes. So it was a little bit of Marvell. That could have been reloaded there. Didn't do it. That's why I need some of these. That's why I need some of these alerts going on right here. But anyways, Tesla back through 400 right now, and we're gonna get a little piece out here on Marvell. We'll punch out a little bit there, close the spread, get a little bit out as it's making its move back down through again. So we're getting lighter and lighter on these positions because we did just see our net sort of move around there, and it was because of Marvell, and then Tesla also. From 399 back up there to 400. So let's go over to Adara and figure out what she's up to then.
More commentary here from President Trump on Iran. He's talking about how strong the stock market is. He said that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. Kind of the general talking points. Just be where he is speaking. I'm listening. I'll keep you guys posted. Back to you.
Okay. I mean, anytime that happens, we call up USO immediately, and I don't really see too much going on.
USO hasn't had a significant volume spike at any point today outside of the open.
Yeah, no,
this is probably the first time. Which is, it's disappointing because when you came in today, that was actually one of the things that I was looking for, was opportunities off the 136 level, and it gave you only one. That was it. It failed the 136, which like signaled a long. So like I'm like, oh, that was the reason for getting long into silver today. And then there was just no follow through. Like I couldn't use it as an indicator anymore because it was done. Like I came in today thinking that was going to be my indicator USO, and it really only worked off of the open. Silver's getting back above VWAP. This could be something here. We're going to go, maybe you need to break 70 in here a little bit, or maybe just a hold over the volume weighted average price. But starting to break trend and starting to look a little bit better as USO disappointment, but that can be a good thing.
As we see here, Robinhood starting to go upside, but volatility creates movement, and for sophisticated traders, movement creates, you've heard me say this before, opportunity. Beta Pro by Global X offers Canada's first and longest running suite of levered and inverse levered ETFs built for sophisticated investors who understand the risks of leverage and the importance of precision. Its triple levered bull and triple levered bear ETFs tied to the Nasdaq 100 index are designed for daily tactical trades, providing amplified daily exposure and giving traders the tools to engage with both upward and downward momentum. These strategies are currency hedge, seeking to offset US dollar exposure back to the CAD. For those navigating short-term market moves up or down, Beta Pro offers the flexibility to act with conviction, whatever that looks like for you and your individual strategies, objectives, and risk profiles. Trade tactically. Learn more at betapro.ca. Okay. Yeah, thanks Beta Pro for their continued sponsorship. And we did have Eric Sloan. I believe was he CEO there, Eric Sloan over there at Global X? But we had him last week. There goes Robinhood. We just did take some out at 04s, sorry, on Robinhood. And there it goes right back into those levels. Now we just wait. So put on the trade, wait for a rate. Now we've traded probably too many names today. AMD, Amazon, Hood, IBIT, Intel, Marvell, the TQQs, which I think we went short, which was wrong. They're early, so in and out there. And again, this is what we're trying to do. Get in when you think there's some sort of support and resistance and play off that, right? Make your wins big and your losses small. So that's $70.20 out. Man, we should have reversed into that. And look at that right there. Key level comes right back in at the 200 period, right at 1 o'clock. That was a great opportunity to take that trade there for sure. But that's okay, we don't have it. Tesla trying to get back into the day's high again, breaking through 400 one more time. And here we go, let's go. It's a Mario as we get going to the upside here with Tesla. So that one's trying to run upside as well. Looks like the buyers might be back in this market as the hour of power is now arrived at 3 p.m. And we'll just keep on holding out to this. We only have one trade that we put on with you guys. That's Robinhood. I thought we did a good job of explaining Marvell back then. I'm not going to get any, we're almost out of Marvell, so we're not going to get back into that one, especially if this market does want to take out. Marvell's only up 0.28 into a market that's up 2%, so it's not great. But Big Bear AI has been a nice one. We were a little nervous last night as Big Bear AI fell through on earnings and right into there. 380 again, but bought up pretty quickly. And then off the open, we got into 430, back into 4 again, bounced off 4, and since then, it's just been nothing but upside. We'll cheer on some Big Bear AI as we've got that in the account as well. It's been a good day to look at the long-term portfolio, especially if you're in pretty much anything right now. Even if you're in energy stocks and you're down 4%, I mean, the pullback right now on a name like CVX or XOM is just kind of pulling back to where we were last week. So it's not a big deal. There it is. So last week, nice little highs there, right into the 50-period moving average. Now you're just pulled right back into here again, 183 and change. So yeah, like a drop into here.
I like it into the 200. Little here.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 165 is great. Get some love back down.
It's the Venezuela low. It's the Venezuela high. Is the 200-period moving average on CVX. So I think it's a buy back into that. It's a pretty key level as well. So I want to try to grab that. But yeah, I'm going to set sights back on SLVs. It looks like we're going back through VWAP. So there's volume weighted average price right in here, about 69.85 or so. So I got some bids. We're trying to crack 7. We'll just buy the dip in that. K Dumpster says Palantir is still melting. Mm-hmm. That's down. I wouldn't say it's melting, but that's not good for Palantir. I'm hands off this. I said yesterday I only wanted Palantir if it held 135, and the last thing it did was hold. There were no buyers above 135. That was support. got away with the fact that it held 135 a couple times yesterday to be able to catch some bounce plays. So it was a downward trending stock that happened to win to the long because the key level held. Not so much today. You know, with that gone, just wait. Like, look at the low, 125. 1, 2, 3. I don't know how much I trust that. That looks like it might have been a bad candle. For sure, you had support here at 125, and then a little bit of support there at 125 as well. So we get down there, and I'm all for it on PLTR, but not for me, not right now. Not going to take the shot on Palantir. Tomorrow it could be there. Friday it could be at 125. So we got to be on the lookout for it for sure. It's just a matter of playing the uptrend. Right? Like I'll take shots at key price levels. I said I wanted to take a shot at 34 on SMCI. There's 34. There's a topping tail. There's a topping tail candle. There's the entry, looking for the retracement to quarters into VWAP, and there's the, sort of the tight stop. Right? Like I don't mind taking the shots, but you just got to make sure that if it doesn't go, I'm not short here and then short here and then out there. Like that's where traders get themselves into trouble. If you just continue to go against something which is not working. So always take a shot if it sets up for you, but you don't have to fight a stock. It's just not even worth it. Pop Mafia says you miss 100% of the shots you never take. True, but that doesn't mean you jack up a 3 from like 48 feet out when you have 15 seconds on the clock.
Unless you're in the NBA, which you just jack 3s.
Who was it that they had plenty of time on the clock and they just threw it up from like half court because they didn't realize. It was a famous one in the playoff game. Right. It's like you just know the situation. Like you had plenty of time, but they threw it up, I guess, until the clock was expiring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, unless you're Steph Curry, Luka Doncic. Yeah, exactly.
Well, yeah, Steph can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we feel like that in these markets as well. Yeah, just like today, man. I mean, there goes Robinhood. And this is what we talk about, right? I mean, I think that when you, if you guys, I don't know if you have that poll up, but it's right, like if more people are, green than red today, then I do think that you should be, looking at a trade the pool or looking at something, like a real trading or something like that, because that's the whole point of trading prop. Is that, you can take those shots when you see them and then, line up the shot when it's there and then hopefully 88%.
88%.
That's how you know that we don't have full integrity over here.
Well, it's selection bias because people are more likely to say something when they are green than when they are red. That is just that's just normal human nature.
But people should be able to
because the thing is, it's anonymous, right? So you can just, but you have to type it in the chat and then you have to. You have to type it in. Like if I'm in the red, I'll say it. I'll put mine in there, and I've done it before. But I think at the end of the day, someone just said Palantir analysis logic. We were just going over Palantir. Maybe you're a bit delayed, but we were just talking about Palantir. No, I think it is selection bias to a certain extent because there's tons of people in the chat, and we get more votes than usually 63. Like if we put up a poll about earning,
right,
and we get 63 votes in 10 seconds. So there's obvious selection bias. I wouldn't.
I was saying that's amazing.
Which goes without saying you get selection bias.
Yeah, because we do know, and like I've said, I just ran into a guy, and it was great to see him, who I trained. Yeah, exactly. And he told me I taught him everything he knows, and I was like, well, hopefully you learned a lot more then, because that's not a whole hell of a lot. But he was going all around China and opening up offices because, I didn't speak Mandarin or Cantonese or anything like that. And I was working with him for 5 or 6 months, just showing him the ropes about everything to do with this business. And just saw him again right now working out of the Budapest office and in China. So shout out to everybody with Real Trading. That's what made me think about, if you guys are interested, we have offices all over Europe, all over Asia. We're just not in the United States. You guys can look up Real Trading.
Also remember, it's a day trading. Real trading is day trading. So there's no overnight position.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think that's probably another thing that's affecting the poll, right? I mean, people that swang something overnight.
Unless you're short, you're probably
exactly. And that's what I was getting at. Definitely, if Neil and I see 10 traders walk in here trying to learn how to trade, most likely 10 just walk right out the door because they weren't able to make money. Unfortunately, those are the stats. But we're going to go over and see who made a lot of the money right here today, or yesterday, sorry, at Real Trading. So let's go compare your profits and have a quick little look one more time down here. So yesterday, again, we're not seeing too much European markets here. I think it's because of just how hot, the Nasdaq has been, right? I mean, it's like, why focus somewhere else? there goes Robinhood. Oh yeah, baby, now 70 cents now in the money for Robinhood. And that's just another example of like, get your money in where you think the odds are in your favor. There goes Robinhood upside again. But yeah, 14,000 NASDAQ dollars there. Everything Amex and NASDAQ. I wish it was a little bit more exciting than this, but it's not. So there it is. That's what we're doing right now. NASDAQ names going to the upside there. Hong Kong. Ooh. I don't know the last time we saw some Abu Dhabi love going on there. I can't name one stock in that market. Blue Ocean, LSE, New York, the TSX, Canada. So yeah, not huge. Someone yesterday in the pink sheets there, OTC markets. Shout out to Jeff Mendel. I'm going to have to ping that guy, get this guy back over here as well. Australia, CSE.
Again, so.
Yes, Hangry Wife. Brendan is the owner of Real Trading. Yes, so as we go to the upside there, no, we are all employees, believe it or not. And then there goes, I've been here for 24 years, brought Neil here as well. I think that was probably a good move for both of us. And then here it comes up here, 78.36 coming through right there. So there it is, man. We did it. We did it, everybody. There you are, Ozan. Just so we talked about where our stop was. This is about 30 cents worth of a stop. So now that we're in the money, 66 cents. And we still did have a quarter left. So there it goes to the upside. We'll take out some more as targets are hit and targets are made right there on Robinhood as we continue to go upside. So boom, shakalaka. Oh no, is this easy peasy? Did he change his name?
There was a few. It's not just, I think that's easy peasy, just based on the super chat. Oh, that's not easy peasy. That's different. What are your thoughts?
Oh, Hut 8.
Okay, we have four
Why did I
charts.
sell Hut 8?
Oh my goodness, Hut 8. Eric Jackson,
Why?
for all the talk about, it's Eric Jackson, right?
Yep.
Yeah, for all the talk about Open Door, apologies, there's a lot of these guys, whatever. Sometimes I mix names up. For all the talk about Open Door, which reports tomorrow, I might have said that they already reported this morning. Hut 8 has been an absolute rocket. If you transition and you want to go AI infrastructure, you pick the right time to do it. There's nothing technical to say about this. If you're in it, you're probably holding, and maybe you're thinking some kind of a trail. Are you likely to want to buy something when it's made a move like this, like the day after a parabolic 35% or the day of a parabolic 34%? Probably not. So I never done something like that in my life, and I don't think I ever would. Today's probably pretty boring if you're looking at it, but there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a huge up move that just consolidates all day long. That's better than the alternative of having people sell off. But it's just a great stock. There's nothing to tell you technically. Nothing. It's complete blue sky setup on that one. We had a couple more super chats. That actually wasn't the one that I was thinking of because I might have missed that. Nate Downer, I have not been on here to hear about Palantir, so I apologize. Oh, nothing, no big deal. It's just, we were just talking about Palantir, that's all. Listen to the meeting after earnings. All sounded great. Opinion, please, on what you all think of the stock. Earnings seem legit. It doesn't, if you're in the IGV, it hasn't really mattered too much. You've just been getting beaten up. I think it was the biggest revenue growth year over year since the direct listing. Something along those, that 85%. You had big commercial growth. You're not gonna be able to say that something was bad in the call. I don't know, maybe you found something that I wasn't aware of. But you know what? It is in a very distinct downtrend. So I'm pretty much waiting for this to break this downtrend. Look at the channel all the way from the high. You break that. It couldn't take that 150, which is pretty much what it needed to do. And then once that happens, you're good to go. So either we see 125 or we break the channel. And if you keep making lows, then I just keep waiting for it to break this channel up. And I think that'll be a good entry point. Allow it to return back in favor. When it does, it's perfectly capable of being ridiculously strong again. But, there's so much more in the market, which is had the baton pass. So let it do its thing downside before you get that break.
I mean, Palantir a couple of years ago where we're long was $8. So yeah, some things got to cool down a little bit. Not everything is SanDisk, of course. Palantir was a play that we had in our account last year, which gave us huge returns on our little stock guessing game. So not this year, that's for sure. All right, so yeah, this is Marvell still. We did put a little bit more on there, whether or not we are a moron or not, who knows. Right there on Marvell, it did come back in a little bit right there. That was actually, did not mean to get out there, came back into 170. We actually shorted 170 again. So we missed the top take there. So I'm just going to get out if it breaks through 170.30. That was always going to be our target. So it looks like right now we will get stopped out of the last little piece here on Marvell. Upside in there, it goes, wow, the market really starting to go. I saw Save Man Woman there in the chat was like stopped out 3 times in a row. This was the one that I was wondering was easy peasy.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Trader TV fan, just let us know because I know you've changed your name multiple times. If I see 0.2%, we always just assume that it's you because that's what you said you were going to do. So thanks for the super chat.
There we go, man. There's Robinhood, man, with 20 cents, a 5-to-1 right there. Robinhood. Oops, that's still Marvell. Robinhood, boom, right there. Upside take there on Hood as it continues to go. So yeah, good little take there on Robinhood. And again, developing exactly how we want it to look. Right there, Robinhood. So one trade this afternoon, plus that one we just put on there for Marvell, got in and out of that one. And there goes Robinhood now, upside. Ooh. Okay, here we go. Nice move there. We're going to have to offer this out as Robinhood going to the upside. $10 on Tesla going to the upside as well. 401 and change. There goes Tesla now back up to the upside. So yeah, a lot of action here in the market. Maybe something just hit. Who knows? If anything, the market's pulling back down right now as these stocks start to moon. So yeah, nice to see Robinhood going there. I have no idea why.
Huge moves on BTDR, Birdman, IMSR, tons of upside to be had. The FOMO is real, and I feel good about it. It's good to have FOMO. I think FOMO is a positive thing, and because it just means that you're in a usually it means you're in a really bullish market and that there's other opportunities abound. Right? Like one we've been talking about for a while, that I think could go, and Sean was on board with this too, is CEG. I don't have a good reason as to why it's been lagging so much on my good friend, G. Vernova. Explain to me why Constellation is as good. I'm going to take a second shot, hopefully here on SMCI. Still holding the trend line pretty tightly. The new one, not the old one. Old one tried to, 34 was just to try to break 34. Wow. But now if it breaks the trend, I want to look for that one to the south side. And then Z's with another super chat as well.
Yeah, and there you go. You're welcome for that one there. Yeah. Okay, let's run them up, man. We love all you guys, all this. But before what, Andre?
It is easy peasy.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, we assume. We know. We see the point too. We know it's you, brother.
As soon as I saw it in there. So what's up, easy peasy? Good thing you're having a good one there. Adara news. Okay, pass. Next.
No news. Markets just wants 2%.
That's on Google, yeah. So, I mean, for me on Google, man, I mean, I think we break that 400 if we haven't done it already right there. So, rest of the week, tough to think about on a, you can look at a weekly chart if you want, but I mean, just look how well Google's been performing there off earnings last week. I mean, it was an absolute monster. So I would say that Google probably has a $400 handle onto it. Will there be a down day at some point in this market? Yeah, maybe. And I just don't know when that day is going to be. So up another 2%. I mean, yesterday I think we were down 0.19 or something, or that was 2 days ago. And then upside. And, as long as we keep seeing, positive momentum in the space, data centers and everything like that, then I think Google does have a good opportunity. It's a 5-minute chart. I actually lost my chart today, so I have to edit the time frame on this. But you could see every day we sort of just graduated up. The only problem that I was going to say about on the weekly chart is that it's already seen 400, so that might be a cause for a pullback on Google. You could just, it's already Thursday, or tomorrow's Thursday, so, we only have right now a half hour left in today's day, so we'll see what winds up happening with Google. Hopefully it does hold out, but I don't see a reason why you'd want to sell it, but hey, if you're playing with house money, like especially if you're on options, take advantage of the last couple of days, right? I mean, you want to make sure that you do take advantage of this going from 380 up to 400 today. So, if you're in it, take a little bit off if it means something to you, but otherwise, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I assume that's why you're asking about the end of the week with some Friday.
Yeah, usually that's what it is.
Yeah.
Always about the end.
Exactly. I mean, this is what we say, man. We always say the most talented, smartest person here is Adara, and we feel blessed.
The memory like a hawk.
Adara, I don't have a problem telling you that, Adara. Never misses a beat. And nothing but love there for Adara. So we want to thank all of you guys as well.
Thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you. I hope you're having a great day.
Yeah, exactly. And we know Adara's a little bit under the weather there, so still trying her best to put out everything. And I don't think we've missed anything.
Can't even tell.
No, of course not. All right, so, PayPal got hit the last couple of days, battling back there. So now we'll have to wait to see what does wind up happening with PayPal moving forward right now. Okay, PayPal, yeah. So big miss there on earnings and fell right back into a pretty sweet level right there. And we talked about that. Like if you were going to take a shot, I think this is a day 2 play there for PayPal. So let's wait to see our day 3 play. Sorry, today is day 2. So yesterday's earnings. Now today we kind of hover around flat. That's good. Like to see a little bit of an uptick. If that happens, we hold the 50 period. We can go long there on PayPal. So I think that's going to potentially be a decent stock there. PL, and we're almost out of everything, man. I mean, Robinhood just was not really expecting this kind of a move. So there it goes, Robinhood, and thank everybody for the kind words there. But you're now where you were in the pre-market as Robinhood just continues to extend out. Like boom, that's the setup that I'm looking for. So there it goes, Robinhood, nothing but love upside. I'm starting to lose my voice, and we have a game tonight at 8 o'clock, 8 to 10 p.m., and it's freezing outside right now.
It's cold.
So what the hell is it going to be like?
I went for a walk today. I'm like,
yeah, what's it going to be like?
Thankfully, I randomly had my toque in my bag. I'm like, I actually need to wear it. Yeah, I don't know why I had it in my bag for some reason, even though it's May, for crying out loud. We got STEM night at my daughter's school. It's always a lot of fun because they have like all these cool things like math and science stuff set up in each of the rooms. Of course, you go into like your kids' room and they get to show off their stuff. It's one of the most fun events that they have at my daughter's school. So I'm always excited for that. So we'll do our little ARM and IONQ, and that's right away at 4:05. And obviously, if Yami comes out, we'll talk about that one as well. Easy peasy, created another account that gets 500K subs.
Yeah, we already have 500K subs. We need to get 600.
600,000 is what we're let's call it 580.
Gotta create a little bit more.
580.
Yeah,
taking a second stab. I'm willing to give this one 3 shots on the trend break on SMCI, but at the end of it, I just want to make sure that I want to go red. Because if like one shot, if it gets halfway to VWAP at this point, it's 330. Actually, I don't think there'll be 3 stabs because it's practically 330 now. And if it's too close to the imbalances, then it's a bit of a crapshoot. So consolidation and trend break play every single time it crosses and tries to break the trend line and give it to the high, play it back into the next support level. And Dia just says, again, we got another Jordanian dinars almost every single day this week.
That's the same person, yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Dia. And it's the same sentiment, too. Right? Greatest show, greatest people. You guys are the greatest.
Yeah. Yeah,
we're doing the lesson of the day today, and one of the things I said was, and someone said, why do you even respond to somebody who is being negative? And my honest response was, because you can learn something from everybody, and having a discourse is how you get better at everything. If all you ever do is talk to people that agree with you and think the exact same way that you do, there's a limitation on how you can learn and you can grow. I don't know, like when I started trading, I don't know that I would have traded penny stocks if I didn't listen to other people. But you know what? I graduated trading penny stocks. My first checks came on penny stocks. I kept getting paid trading penny stocks. And it didn't matter that no one thought it was cool. It worked. And I came in thinking I was going to use only, I had a bunch of trend lines up and we were trading like tech stocks. And that's what you think you're going to do, right? And you just never know. And then you pick up other things as you go along. And that's what it's all about. And that's what you do with the community. That's what it's all about.
I made $6,000 the very first month I stepped in front of a terminal, and that was trading WorldCom. And that was the ultimate penny stock right there. Now you can see we don't trade anything like that anymore, just the big guys around here. But yeah, exactly. Good point there.
Internet Capital Group is the one I remember.
Yeah, ICG.
It's like there's so many random failed internet companies that if you started back then, like you probably have one that you just distinctly remember. I don't even remember whatever. At some point, I'm sure they went under, but I probably don't even remember when it happened.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely WorldCom went under. That is.
Well, what? WorldCom, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone knows WorldCom. Adara?
That actually sounds like Wolf of Wall Street kind of when he's calling on the phone. But I want to talk here about XAI. We'll put up Tesla just because there's no XAI chart. I wasn't going to mention this, but because they're not a public company, but it's being brought up so many times that I think it's worth mentioning here. People keep posting about this in social media. Elon Musk saying in a reply to a Tesla bull in an X post that, quote, XAI will be dissolved as a separate company, so it will just be SpaceX AI, the AI products from SpaceX. So it sounds like XAI is going to be very much part of the SpaceX IPO. And again, the combined product will be called SpaceX AI. Back to you.
Even the bathroom.
He's always pretty.
Thanks very much there, Devon. No, we were just talking about there was an IPO that was supposed to come out today in the rare earth, and I was like, oh, we got this IPO today, and then either they delayed it, which they probably delayed it, or it did?
Yeah.
So it did, but it just wasn't in our system today. Oh, okay.
The chart is horrible. If you want to see it, you can put it up here on eSignal, but it's really bad.
I'm only ever interested now if it's super hype, or it just happens to be in a, here, I'll just, 3-minute chart. If it's super hyped or it's in the right space. Yeah, that would have been, opens at 25 and only tanks. So that would have been a nothing burger. But this, it wasn't big enough that you would take the opening print because it was a pretty small issue. 50 million, 100 million, something like that, something ridiculously tiny. But sometimes those go parabolic, not so much. I'd keep an eye on it if maybe there's a stronger day to be had in the sector. But if I see a drone company, the last one was okay. What else? I mean, you're not seeing too much AI. There was a small modular reactor company that came to market. Like, that's the right space. Like, that still gets a little bit more hype. Obviously, we're all waiting for SpaceX. SpaceX, OpenAI, those will be the big ones for sure. But June, I think we're waiting for with both those. It's 3:30, so. Ooh. Oh, that's right. CCL is supposed to be a big buy. CCL is supposed to be a buy because it's a major upweight in one of the Russells, probably the 1,000. CTRA, that's who Devon Energy is buying. So it's supposed to be Devon sell. Well, it doesn't really matter. Usually you'd think Devon buy and then that thing sell, but they're in the opposite direction. VEEV, that's getting added to the S&P 500, so we know about them. Pinterest is an early sell of 1.4 million shares. That's about it. EHAB, I don't know what that is, but it seems familiar. EHAB.
I don't know what that is either.
EHABIT, I don't know, whatever. For some reason that seems weirdly familiar. But different from last time, and then after we broke the trend in SMCI, it gets sliding down a little bit here. Ooh, I left the silver in at VWAP, didn't we? And now it just came in. I almost forgot about that one. We came right back into the prior high where it broke out. But you know what? I don't know if did I see that on the imbalances? I saw nothing on the Amex. FXI is the only Amex name, 500,000 to sell, nothing burger. Probably gonna ignore that. Yeah, that's actually this is breaking trend. No.
SLV?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's.
SLV was pretty good today, up 6%. So.
No, like this is, whatever. It could happen to bounce from where I was, but I remember this had broken here, and I was trying to get it there and play it into the high. But let me zoom in. Oh, that's zooming in. So I was still sitting here trying to catch that bid, but that's breaking a consolidation down. I don't want that trade. So I just get out of it. It happens to pop, but I'll just get out of it and then move on. So imbalances, I think the most important ones will be CCL, and then adding to the SP 500, and then the CTRA should be a delete, but see how it's a buy? Probably destroying people right now that are trying to get in early, usually on those. But if it flips, then it becomes a spicy one, right? So if that flips from a buy to a sell, then I would really like it. All right, SMCI is trying to pull back in. It's coming right to 34.2. Anything special about that level? No?
34. Well, I mean, I liked 34s. I haven't really.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I want to make sure I'm getting some out into the 34 because 34 was prior resistance on the daily. So as it comes back down, you could expect is the wrong word. You could anticipate that there'll be some buyers, and then where it tried to break the trend before was like 33.80 where we had it. So I'll play it back into that level. Not thinking VWAP, too late in the day for that. And too strong of a market, and the market's not doing anything. There's nothing happening in the market that suggests to me this could even fall back into VWAP in the first place. Plus, SMCI's got a decent short float to it. There'll be a lot of shorts got greedy with this one. Shorts always get too greedy, if you think about it.
Oh, Micron.
Right, like the stock was $18 and broke the 50 period here. It's like all the opportunity to get at the bottom, and you know some of these shorts are probably just waiting for chances to get back in because that's how they do.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I'm talking about like hedge fund shorts overnight,
yeah.
not day traders. Day traders don't do anything to a stock when they short it because you're getting out at the same day. For those that are like, don't do shorting stocks is bad. No effect. If anything on squeeze names, it probably ends up being better. Just ask I remember DJT on the, no, not DJT, DWAC. I always say DJT, but I'm talking before the combination. DWAC on the first or second day was insanity. It was free locates here at Real Trading, so you could short every single move you want. Everyone's like, I don't believe this nonsense. I think I shorted it 27 times and ended up flat on the stock. I just kept getting it, just like scalping, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out, get in, get out. And then like 2 or 3 times it worked, and one of them was a huge flush. But it was, and that was the last time I ever did that style. And I started saying, I'm only ever shorting these kind of parabolic things if they break a trend. Like if I see a trend break like this, you know, where you pull out the high and then you come back in, get that action. Like not just every single time it consolidates. Like, no, that's how you get destroyed.
Yeah, we were, there was that great clip there. One of the great moments in our history was that WEEKDAY.
That was this, I think it was the second day.
Yeah.
I'm thinking day 1. Day 2 was the one with all the halts. The first day it didn't halt a bunch.
Yeah,
it was the second day that it was just straight nonsensical, like a different type of trade.
Yeah. That was good. Shout out to Prad there, who was loving that trade with me that day.
Bradley.
Okay, we're looking at, so we're always going to get out at 98 if that broke. So right here, the 200 period, it's now moved a little bit higher. I'm still going to use 98 right there right now for that trade. So hopefully we do get a little bit of a breakdown. Not breakdown, but if it does break down, we'll watch out for 398. Could be a reload area for some of you there if you're interested in that. But yeah, so Robinhood, we got the majority out there. It's we're just playing with, as I said, not house money because that's not true. We're just playing with smaller shares now left on the position board, right? So Marvell, you know, next time, so this happened a couple times, I think already today, and pretty much every day. When key levels are broken like that, and the market is having a day, I know the market's pulling back right now, but when the market's having a day like this, and levels like that are broken, it does change everything. So that should have been a long. So I want to try to add that. We all talk about, you know, changing up our games and everything like that. Like Neil mentioned, I guess we both started as penny traders there. And then my best trading where I was making months in a day when like GBTC was trading on the pink sheets. And so that was quite a ride. And right now it's gone. It's on the AMX there. But when it was on the pink sheets, man, we were just like doing stupid. That's actually when I was part of training many other offices, and it was just like so stupid. You know, the salary I was getting was crazy compared to what we were doing trading. But that just shows you, like, when the markets are hot, certain spots, you got to go over there. And that's why I bring up that point about Marvell, and I bring up the point about SanDisk and Micron, all that with Luis, because I thought that was awesome. That was a tidbit that I took away from that interview that Joe and Sharif had with him every single Wednesday. Join Luis Barbado as he talks about, you know, he has proprietary software that he's built there to catch moves like that and on smaller cap names and so on and so forth. What is GVH?
Because I think that's like doing like the small cappers probably is so much more about selection because every single day there's some kind of small capper up 50%, another one up 100%. Yep. So and they're not going to all be alike. Some people will say they just ignore the ones that are like Chinese ADRs or something. And that's probably not a horrible rule to just blacklist some. JKL, someone give Adair a day off. Also short MSTR.
Sure, Adair, you can have tomorrow off. That was easy. There you go. No,
yeah, she doesn't want
to. Who would want a day off?
Big girl, man. She's a big girl.
Why would anybody want a day off?
I have Coinbase earnings tomorrow. I got DraftKings earnings tomorrow. Exactly. Open Door, tons of infographics to have out for you guys. I'm not gonna lie, as I mentioned, not feeling good, but my love for being here and giving you guys all the info always outweighs that. So as long as I can do my job without hopefully infecting anybody, I'm gonna be here.
Exactly. And that's the same way. I mean, we told the story where it was a couple of years, I think it was 2 years, I didn't take any sick days whatsoever, and just lucky to be here. I feel like every day I'm not here, I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing. Like I'm just sitting at home, like, what am I even doing here? That's why you see me logging in. Every day I'm off, I'm logging in. You'll see me in the chat.
Oh, I'm opposite with that. Because when I get home, if I'm home for the day, like the best, it's the chance to actually get some stuff done. First of all, it's get to walk my daughter to school. So like it's just get ready, and then there's like a million things to do at home, and I'm just trying to. Because if I look at the markets, forget about it.
Yeah, I know. Same thing with me.
Forget it. Because
I don't look at the markets. I just look at this show. I'm obsessed with Trader TV.
The second I'm looking at the markets, you get FOMO, and I'm like, oh, well, I could look at something in my PA or personal account. What could I be doing? But just one last point, because I know you mentioned that MSTR short. That's now 2 days. So like we've been in a bull run. Like Bitcoin's still above 80K. We're at 81, but that's now 2 days in a row of fade pops, closing near the lows, relative weakness in MicroStrategy. They reported last night, but none of that, whatever. Reports don't matter in MSTR because, quite frankly, all that matters is Bitcoin. And they said they were going to be able to sell. Now they are considering, from time to time, selling Bitcoin, and then they'll be able to buy it back through their accumulators that are now not only going in one direction. Now, I'll say the market didn't like that because they're weak, but then Bitcoin has been relatively weak, at least for now.
Funny thing there. I have nothing wrong with being a housewife, man. I don't want to throw some shade on being a housewife. That's what my wife is.
You know what?
Shout out to that, man. I feel blessed that she's able to do that.
To keep it real, like I think, like my wife and I have a great like partnership. There's things I can't stand. Like I don't enjoy cooking at all. Hate doing laundry. My wife loves those things. Like me, I am a stickler about the dishes in the kitchen being clean. So I'm like, I'm fine. Let me do that because. Like I don't like when the kitchen's messy. So I'm one of those types of people. So like if I'm making stuff, I'm cleaning it as I go up, man. No, but seriously, like I think ultimately there's so many things that like traditional roles and this and that, man. I absolutely loved when my daughter was born. I didn't realize how much getting up in the middle of the night, and yeah, it sucks, but. Like I
never get those times back.
Because you literally don't get it back, and you don't realize what it's like to have somebody completely dependent on you.
Oh, I realize that.
Like it's for everything. Like they can't clean themselves, they can't feed themselves, and like they're crying, and you have to figure out what they need in that moment and then do it. Like you
definitely write a book over there. I think you're missing out on that one. Okay, guys, I think I just heard Warner Brothers maybe after hours right there. But ARM.
They already reported.
Okay. This is the big one, right? We will be staying live with you guys here to talk about ARM. So you guys stay with us in just 25 minutes, actually. 4:05, we'll get ARM. So that should be, obviously, it should be a good report. We'll see what winds up happening there with ARM. I mean, whether or not they report better or not, I mean, up 14% today. If you are nervous about that report, you're at all-time highs right now, so it is giving you that opportunity to get out. So maybe you might want to do that there with ARM coming through. So definitely check out that as well. Hey, man, we are all in love with Neil. I mean, thank you so much for Neil being here as well. Forever, what would we do without? So Micron, 660, 665 as well for Micron right there. Imagine me just doing this show. You guys wouldn't even be here. All right, so there it is, 665 and change for Micron. I mean, another great stock there today. But we do have into earnings. Some people are talking about power names. IREN, these are already done, but we talked about CEG as well. We could see some more movements there. I like CEG because it's the one that really hasn't been able to go yet. But even IREN, man, has some rooms to run higher because that $63, $64 spot right there, you know, that breaks and see you later. It doesn't even have to work. It just, that's been the trade, breaking through levels. You might want to wait for the all-time high, but that's still 25% away there on IREN. So we could definitely check that out. And then Bitcoin and IBIT holding 81,000 has been a pretty good trade there today. This one you'd have to pure scalp out because it just looks like this. And if anything, actually, it's downside. We wanted to look at IBIT at yesterday's close. A name that we did not have written on here was IBIT, but we had Intel, Marvell, NVIDIA, and Google. NVIDIA long 198. I don't think did we get into NVIDIA 198 today? That's NVDA over here. NVIDIA, no, I don't think we did. It's at 207 right now. Did we get, yes, we did get into 198, 198.50. So, yeah, good look there on the call. But again, you're only worth, if anything, if you got it. I don't got it. So there it is right there. 199 was the low for NVIDIA, up 5%. Yahoo on that. Finally, you know, all of us that were like, hey, you know, I sold some AMD today. But
one stock at a time sometimes with those. Yeah, that's what I love about it. I think Apple tomorrow, NVIDIA on Friday, and then who else needs to make it to the all-time high? Tesla. In the Mag 7. That's all. It's the Mag 7.
Yeah, you have Microsoft, you have Meta, and Tesla. Yeah, half of them are at all-time high.
Oh, I appreciate that one. I actually, today in the lesson of the day, I was talking about my dad again. Because again, it was someone was saying like negative stuff in the chat this morning. And I was just like, you know, I could have dunked on. Someone was like, oh, all your calls were wrong when I hadn't had a losing trade. And I said, it doesn't matter. ultimately, I tried to engage that person in a conversation because I was curious what their thoughts were on each one of those plays. Like maybe they just saw something different and there's something valid that we could learn from. My dad was all about that. Like my pops used to tell me, and we would sit there at the dinner table and argue because it was always worth discussing something. And sometimes you just take the other side of it. Like often, something happened at school. He would take the other side and force me to explain my point. Why did I think that I was wrong or something like that?
Exactly.
Just in that, you learn so much from that. All this yes man stuff is, I don't know. You don't get very far in terms of learning with it. But appreciate you Z's out there. Anytime I see the Z's, it brings me back to online poker. Because that turned into one of my go-tos if someone was taking too long to make a decision. Flash them the Z's. Like, we're playing online. It's supposed to move fast. Playing 5 tables at one time, and this one guy's holding it up. But that's long gone.
Yeah.
I heard that and thought we were going to get another thing flashing down at the bottom. Just a quick update. We're now 345. So break even stop now on SMC. I got halfway, but not really far enough. So I'm just going to move the stop into break even and allow the imbalances to come out here. It's, again, 5 minutes. CCLs, that's actually going in the wrong direction. It was over 3 million, now it's only 2.9. You'd like to see that growing, not getting smaller. CTRA, that's the delete, that's still a buy, so that's gonna be nothing. VEEV is getting added to the S&P 500, that's still a buy at 1.4. Their NFXI has grown to a 1 million sell. Interest there for 800,000 as well to the sell side.
And I want someone to say all my trades are losers too, man. I want to start talking about this. But right now, we don't have any losers on right now. We did have some earlier, and we covered them. And that's the thing that we try to do the best here is be as honest with you as we can be, right? And so, yeah, Robinhood's going to be a good one today, and that's just. I wish we had more on board, but once it came into this high, there it goes upside. That's the one thing that I think the calls, we'd have no problem making calls. It's trying to hold on to the shares all the way could definitely be a problem there as well. Is Oklo the next BE? Nope. It's not. Bloom Energy has been its own beast, man. I mean, BE. Sharif was in this name real early, and so on this break, I believe they're of 175, and now that's just an absolute monster there to the upside. Again, turning fossil fuels into energy. Bloom Energy continues to go upside. Now, to say no, it's not the next one. I mean, that I don't even know where Bloom Energy just came from, but yeah, if you believe in the energy space, Oklo could go. $79. The high is 190. So I guess if you get back up to that, it would classify as the next one. I only immediately said no because you don't ever want to really compare, one stock to the other. And I think nuclear is going to be something at some point.
Has to be.
But we got out of SMR up there. It was 50. I remember it was 57. Just like how we got out of Oracle at 318, and that's another one that we've always shouted out at Dara on that one. But yeah, SMR was 57. Was my out. We did buy some back in there at 30 when it came back into this area, but there's $57 right there. So, and just like Oklo, downside, but SMR might be one of the better ones because it's had a nice move up, and now it's holding the 50 period for about 2 weeks.
They report this week.
So that's, the fact that it reports is not a good thing, but we'll wait to see if it does come in here, 1150 right there for SMR. And maybe if it gets back below 10, you take a shot again on SMR, or you take a shot now and hold it all the way back there up to the upside, and it's like, that is what it is.
The reason it matters is because those are not about the fundamentals. Like when you look at what their sales are going to be compared to what the market cap is, it'll make you throw up in your mouth. But you can't look at it that way because if you are, then that's just not. Those stocks aren't for you. Because by the time that they are remotely profitable or have decent metrics, it's too far gone. Right, like you're trying to get it on the ground floor, something that can be explosive. So SMR is very much could be an absolute zero, or that stock in 5 years could be $200. That's the way I look at it with SMR. So I want to be in it, and they have a small difference between some of the others. Like their small modular reactor actually has, even though they're not making any money selling to anybody, they have some approvals that their competitors don't have. So small advantage. There 2 minutes to go till the imbalances come out. We have a few earnings after the bell. Remember, we're going to be sticking around for them. We got ARM. What else did I say? Something else that was interesting. Their IONQ, that's the one. Oh yeah, AAPL. IONQ is the one I was thinking of. But AAPL as well. So those will be right at 405. So we'll close the market, which will be closing We did get to 2%. We're at 1.9% now, but I'm pretty sure we ticked 2%. When the Nasdaq hits 1.5, it seems like it always wants 2. And we love when it happens. It has been unprecedented. Like, when was the last time we got a question, somebody saying, can you remember the last time you've ever seen a month like that, to people that have been in the markets for years? And I couldn't give an answer, because I cannot think of a time where we had this strong of a month breaking out the highs as opposed to off of lows. Usually the biggest moves up are off of lows, not these types of breaks. Fantastic.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. TPS report right there. Good show. We'll see you tomorrow. So see ya. We'll be here tomorrow for sure. So see you guys on that one. Thanks for joining us one more time. All right, with these imbalances coming out, watch out for Tesla to wind up breaking through that 398. We are now 30 seconds away from these imbalances. So we'll call them up here and see what winds up happening. I don't need to see the broker reports. I just need to see the Nasdaq, the AMX, and the New York. So now we'll just get rid of all those, and we'll see very, very soon. You're going to get an update at 1350. So at 350, we will get an update, and we'll see what is up with these imbalances. With only 5 seconds to go, we can watch out for Tesla coming through. Probably going to be something on AMD with earnings last night as well. So here we go, man. Oh, there goes Tesla upside. So that's nice. Could take advantage of that. Nice little swing there, upside on Tesla. Google also a buy right here. Looks like it's going to be pretty mixed. Some sells, some buys. There's NVDA with a sell. So that's kind of strange there. Up 7% or so, 5%, sorry, today is NVIDIA. That's coming as a sell. There's your CCL as a bid. That VIV there is a buy. Donkey Kong, DraftKings a sell. That's starting to head lower there as well. I bid a little bit of a buy. So yeah, not much going on here. Wish there was more, but there ain't. So that's what it is.
SMCI was 1.2 million buy. I don't know if you...
Okay.
Yeah, so SMCI came out as a buy. So just, I mean, right quick. Actually, so fast, I hit the wrong key and was in and out of silver really quickly. But no, SMCI, 1.2 million. Buy imbalance up 23%. So an absolute rocket today for them. One of the biggest, it was one of the biggest days I've had in a while, for sure. But that VIV, that's a nothing burger. CCL came out smaller than expected, so that's also nothing burger. So nothing too, again, the ones we were looking for action, I don't know if there's going to be any. So I want to be looking at ARM. This is the big one today. There's bigger names, and rightfully pointed out when we were discussing ARM, they're in the chip game. But they said now they are going to start to make chips, and they expect that could be, it's threefold revenue within the next 2 years, but fivefold overall, threefold additional revenue, and then fivefold if you include their legacy businesses with their licensing. So that's absolutely huge for them. That's why you're seeing the exponential growth, because there's something fundamentally changing with them. This is not, it's like Intel, right? Like, although with Intel, Intel hasn't even proven anything yet. They might have some foundry customers. Right now, they're riding the coattails of this, like, CPUs coming back, which is fantastic. But they haven't even made money yet on their foundries. They haven't officially gotten AMD or NVIDIA or Apple as clients. Imagine what happens to Intel if they do. When we hear, like, Apple has signed for X amount of years and blah, 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 that stock could do pretty much anything. If they take a slice out of Samsung and Taiwan Semi, that's just a whole different ballgame for them.
I think we go in there. Yeah, thoughts in BBAI long term? Yes. Buy. We just tagged, I'll talk about it in a minute. We just talked about increasing margins on Big Bear AI, although they went minus 12 cents versus minus 8. If those margins keep on increasing and they get a couple more contracts, I bet you that stock, well, anyways, I've already talked about it. We're long at $4 and change on Big Bear AI. I do like its long-term case right there. But hey, man, I just tagged my guy over here, Brian Shannon, and I said, hey, anybody like VWAP around here? Because there it is right there on Robinhood, coming in at about 230 and taking it out right now. So there it goes. You know, you gotta try to take something out there on the upside. He's gonna tell me this chart's too busy, but it is. I have too many outs. So that's what was going on there with, actually, last time he was on, he actually said that he started to take a couple more outs like that recently. And then we got Tesla. I took that out too on the bump up. So we just got that bump there in the market. We were watching it, and I said, yeah, you know what? I mean, the best this is probably going to do is 401. If it still kept on running, then whatever. But we only had a small piece, so there's Tesla as well. And this wasn't really a VWAP trade, but could have been early. There's the take on VWAP, and there's the move higher. In this market, there is obviously opportunities to take bigger winners, so we're trying to do that right there. In and out quickly of Intel today. It's too bad. We were really thinking about the long there, and we went long early on Intel, and then got dropped out only to see it basically just close at the high of the day. So Intel up, stopped out, took some there, stopped out right there, took some back to the upside, stopped out. So a pretty flat stock there. We're clean red on the TQs right there. Is that the TQs? Yeah, right there, because we went short and didn't have any outs. So, can't make money when that winds up happening. Amazon was fine. We're going to be flat again on Amazon. We went back and forth here with Amazon. We were long early. Then this short is where we gave everything back off the long. And then that short we wound up cashing on. And then we took another fill there. And then it does break the high of the day there. So I was hoping that we would have another move there on Amazon. But like we say, you got to take shots when you see them. And I saw it there, so we took it. Same kind of a play here. See a shot on Hood, take it. We talked about that one. And that's it. Marvell was the other name that we had. Good name here, shots. This one was early at 170. We had written down Marvell 170 to 171, so when it came in. But again, this is the thing. We got to remember that we don't want this to happen to us. So it's supposed to form some kind of a bottom. And that did not happen there, so that's my bad. We got in and out there, lost about $1 on our first trade of Marvell, made it back, gave it back right there. So yeah, pretty blasé day on some of those moves. But yeah, other than that, just looks like Tesla's going to be my P&L number one there, and we'll just see. And then Robinhood follows that up. Wow, that's a nice move down there. What is the market? No, market going up.
355 flip.
Yeah, market closing at day's high. So that's unbelievable.
Yeah, when 355 hits, sometimes you'll get those pairing events. Although SMCI and NVDA are still buy. 1.2 on both of those to the buy side. Still going higher. ARM even catching a bid there right at 355. Didn't see anything on that for the imbalances. But you know what? They're reporting in like 10 minutes. So that's probably a good reason why it could go. Ooh. Wow. SMCI is right back up. It is a buy imbalance, and it's still right back up at the highs. It's going to close almost 25% up. But you know what? You know what they say? The math, it's not split adjusted, but you get the idea. Anyways, when you've been beaten up that badly, it's easier to move 25% if you're, a few 100% to the downside from the highs. I don't even remember how far it's off the highs, but it's definitely an order of magnitude more than what it is gaining. But that's the power of explosion off the lows and not waiting for the bottom. Just look at it break out here today. I still think tomorrow you run the effect of going into that resistance, but you have to be disciplined about trying to short anything that's this parabolic. Like, pick your spots, have an entry plan, and you know when you have to get out. Like, it's the thing with the imbalances. Like, the buy imbalances came out. If you punch long instead of just getting out of the short, it's right back into the high day. Like, it just went, like the same 50 cents that it went down, it gave you that on the imbalance trade in about 5 minutes. And in about 5 more minutes, we'll see if it can continue running, because maybe you'll get some sympathy with when ARM reports. Grunfeld, Keel daily chart. Institutional volume buying.
I think ARM.
Bitfarm? I mean, it's hard. That's hard to know if institutional money is buying. Anytime you see 45%, yes, but just because something has an upward chart, to say that it's institutional buying would just be guessing. I couldn't tell you whether it is or not.
There's a little bit of size there. I mean, we brought this up on the midday show. I said watch out for a dollar break there on Beyond Meat. It does happen about 145, 130. It breaks through there and it hasn't gone back. So maybe we wind up holding 400,000 shares. So not a huge amount of shares sitting there, but plus you add up all the dark pools, you add up everything that's all over the place, and got to watch out for this one. It's got to get through there. I don't know if Beyond Meat reports tonight or not. I think maybe we saw that they did, but BYD. Well, here we go. Speak of earnings, we got them right now with Adara. Let's go look over at the implied earnings.
Let's see what's coming up here. Thank you so much to Fabian for this awesome feature. You guys can see some of the many names that are reporting at 4 p.m. We get Axon, which is not really an intraday trade, but certainly an interesting name for sure, kind of in that defense place. At 4:05 p.m., we're going to get App11, IONQ, Dutch Bros, ARM, Fortinet, Fastly, 4:10. Snapchat, 4:15, Albemarle. And the Beyond Meat earnings call is at 5 p.m. Unsure when they're reporting their results. Other things here, just to let you guys know, ARM, here's a quick look at what we're expecting from their report. You can find this infographic, you know where, on XTTV Research. I apologize, this should be $1.47 billion that they're expecting, not $1.47. Earnings here at 59 cents per share. I do apologize for that typo, guys. But they reported strong year-over-year growth last quarter. Their guidance here, this is actually above what, or I guess midpoint of what they were guiding for Q4 2026. So again, guys, this is their Q4 26. They're weirdly ahead in the fiscal calendar. Either way here, guys, ARM going to be on watch. Back to you.
I think ARM's the one to watch.
All-time highs right now.
Yeah, well, that's still about 410 or so. We'll do the snap earnings, and then we'll snap out of here. But there's Dutch Bros right there, as we heard Darren mention it. So up 12%, IONQ. For me, it's ARM. Nice logo. I really think that this is the one here. I think there's going to be a great opportunity for ARM to continue this momentum to the high side, especially they've announced being in that chip game. So I really think there's a good opportunity for that. AppLovin, I would say downside. But other than that, man, Fastly's been really hot as well, up 19%. So with only 30 seconds left, man, oh man, what a great day it is to be long and have some longs into your account, because you're seeing the Nasdaq right here go out at all-time highs one more time. I mean, get ready for the president to talk about the stock market at all-time highs, and no one thought we could do it, but we did, and there it goes all the way back up to the upside. Hilarious thing was when I came back from vacation and you and Joe were talking, and Joe had mentioned maybe midsummer all-time highs. I was like, how about next week? There it goes, huge move. I mean, I think the earnings were a big surprise this time around as well. Like pretty much all these companies is blowing out, and it's easy to see an upside take when that is what's happening. We wait for Run right now, Sunrun coming out pretty soon. That might be one of the first names that does hit. We saw Enphase and some of these other names come out pretty soon, so we'll wait to see if Sunrun does anything. Axon is another name that's supposed to come out right now at 4 o'clock. Axon Enterprise, already a huge name right there, 386 going higher right there on Axon. And then we just wait for ARM, which went out at day's high as well, I believe. Yeah, there it is. So they take it out right at the end of the day there. Watch out for ARM. I mean, if ARM goes at 12%, you're going to be up another $30 right there into 260. So we'll see if ARM extends, like go gadget ARM to the upside right there. We'll see if that wants to go. But yeah, lots of great things happening today. Thanks for staying late with us. Give us 10 more minutes of your time and we will go over all of the earnings.
Sunrun's already headed downside.
Ooh, Sun is? Okay, so that's...
Yeah, Sunrun. Well, again, you fly too close to the sun, you get beaten up a little bit. I haven't seen or heard the numbers come out on them, but the second we... Dara does have them, so 5% down, Sunrun 0 for 1. Dara?
Palantir also out here with some kind of press release. It's not earning their, joining their Army industry partners for some hackathon event. Here is KTOS I also have in their rallying, but we'll talk about Sunrun. Aggregate subscriber value of $1.1 billion, contracted net value of $100 million. The way they report is kind of weird. These like fun little catchphrases here. Okay, finally we get to revenue. Total revenue here was up 43% year over year to $722.2 million. Customer agreements incentive revenue up 16% year over year. Energy systems and product sales revenue up 151% year over year. So good look here for RUN. Here's KTOS. I'll get those numbers for you guys because I believe that was a double beat. And it was adjusted earnings here, 16 cents versus 13 expected. Sales, 371 million versus 339.84 million expected. They also raised their guidance. They're now guiding revenue for, fiscal 26 between 1.7 to 1.76 billion, well above estimates of 1.671 billion. KTOS, again, good report. RUN, good report. I'll send it back to you guys for now.
We do get that. What's up to Mista over here, Mr. T? I love the name there. Yeah, smash the like right there. I know that Katos is a name. This is another name. I was looking this morning as I sold some AMD, probably foolishly. I was looking, I was like, oh my gosh, this name as well. This was one that we bought live on the show, actually, when we heard some news about Tesla and robotics and sort of something about the U.S. government a long time ago. And then we bought some ARKQ. So it's nice to see this one getting back through the day's high, all-time highs as well, ARKQ, the autonomous and robotics ETF. So watch out there for ARKQ. So ARM is dancing, man. We've only got 2 minutes. The level 2 is not stopping. I still got it up. We just hit 244. We'll wait for that one. There it is, Symbiotic. ARM is out. They reported 60 cents versus 58. So a little bit of a beat there from ARM. They're coming out early, which is good. We got to get out of here. We'll see 1.47 billion estimate. They smashed that as well. Nice move to the upside for ARM. Said there was a good chance. This name absolutely rocks. Let's go with ARM and see what winds up happening. A name I'm not in, but wish I was. ARM. As soon as Derek can confirm. Yep. Yeah. Don't. Yeah. Take as many moments as you want. Right now, 40 cents adjusted earnings versus 36 estimate. ARM going higher right now. Q1 revenue 1.26 billion versus 1.25. So they beat on the revenue side. They beat on the EPS side. We'll get those exact numbers, and she's got them right now. It's Adara.
Those Q1 numbers you mentioned, Sean, that's probably their guidance, which I don't have yet. What I do have, though, and this is only from like seeing people post on social media. I haven't read the report yet, but I'm seeing this consistently. Looks like they posted earnings of 60 cents per share and revenue of 1.49 billion. As I mentioned, they're actually in Q4 26. So any guidance they'd be giving is for Q1 27. I know, kind of weird. But either way, it looks like a very vague, very slight beat for both here. I'm going to wait to see the proper report. Back to you.
Where it was.
Yeah, it kind of got close to the 250 level there, 249. I see it as exactly 249 high, and now reversing. Remember, they were up 13% at the top, and remember AMD, they got dragged up with AMD, so you were already up 13 points, and our expected move was 13%. So it didn't even get that to the upside. Now you're getting that reversal. We've seen this story before. Dip on earnings, and it's just a matter of where you're able to pick some up. We'll go back to Adara, another update.
So once again, guys, as I mentioned, for ARM, this is also their fiscal year because their calendar is weird. So this is fiscal 26 as well as Q4 26. Revenue, as mentioned, 1.49 billion, apparently a record for them. Licensing revenue up 29% year over year to 819 million. Royalty revenue up 11% year over year. Full year revenue at 4.92 billion, another record with royalty revenue up 21% for the year and licensing revenue up 25% for the year. Let me see if I can find guidance. I'm going to have to control F here and okay, Outlook. Let's see, we're going to do live earnings looks here, and I don't have anything yet for their guidance for ARM. I will keep looking for you guys here for ARM Holdings, but that looks like a very slight, as I mentioned, very just barely there double beat for ARM. Back to you.
Yeah, it's always jokes when they do their margins because it's like 98.3 versus 90.1 because all they do is license like the technology in the chip, right? So their margins are insanity for them because it's just royalties. DoorDash.
DoorDash. I was gonna say.
They report today.
This is another reason why I'm not like in love. Yeah, they reported. This is why like I'm not in love with Uber. Not. I didn't know this was gonna happen. It's just this is another downside play there by DoorDash. But look at the spread. It's like it was just literally $10. So I don't want to take this for a down move. But you can see DoorDash has sort of topped out there near 200, pulling back a little bit. We can wait on it. Dutch Bros apparently is out as well. Is it not getting annihilated like the coffee? The Annihilator. All I hear is Kramer talking about that. But Dutch Bros near the highs again of its day, up to $60. We'll wait. Doesn't look like it wants to do too much. It's all ARM's world right now, and apparently it is a downside on ARM right now. Yeah. ARM was up. ARM's down about 5% right now after hours. ARM down 5%. What's up, Adair?
I have IONQ and app if you guys would like. Start with IONQ, which reported an eye-watering 755% year-over-year revenue increase here to 64.7 billion. They've raised their fiscal 2026 revenue outlook here to between 260 million and 270 million. Their RPO up 554% year over year. Who are you, Oracle? Good look here, though, in all seriousness for IONQ. Let's talk App Lovin as well. Are they loving App Lovin? Are App Lovin's numbers good? We'll find out. Revenue up 59% year over year. Net income up 109% year over year. Net income from continuing operations up 67% year over year. Adjusted EBITDA up 66% year over year. You've got basic and diluted EPS here. I mean, they're both basically like $3.57 a share. During Q1 26, they repurchased and withheld 2.2 million shares. They're guiding here Q2 revenue between 1.915 billion and 1.945 billion. This is a very tight guidance here. And adjusted EBITDA margin between 84 and 85% for Q2 for App Lovin. Back to you.
22% and almost continue to make highs here. They did beat top and bottom, 82 cents versus 62. Sales 1.85 billion versus 117. But they their forward guidance, midpoint 74 versus estimated 69. And they guided higher, much higher than the midpoint as well on revenue. So beat top, bottom, and then guiding higher on both fronts. The cybersecurity space, Fortinet, this one is catching up in a big way. Look at that. Whoever was selling at 88, in control at 88, and now it's going back to the future or back to the highs once it punches through. So huge move there for Fortinet. Hopefully that's really good for the rest of the space tomorrow. Let's see. You know, I'm just going to quickly check out what the crowd and PanW. They're not really moving on that. That's disappointing. I mean, it's up. Well, I'm not going to complain. Crowd moved like $7 on that, a couple of percent. Yeah, right? It's not bad. It's just a 22% on Fortinet. Wow.
DoorDash completely reverses, now up to 186 as there goes DoorDash. We are not going to spend a moment past 410. We'll get you the Snapchat earnings, then we'll get Adara out of here so she can rest up. ARM has made a big move back up to the upside there. It touches 228 and then gets right back into 244. So taking out the day's high right now goes ARM. It looks like 250 coming through right now immediately on ARM. What another great IPO that looked like a minute. SoftBank making a lot of money, SFTBY right now on ARM. I mean, this could be a good trade there if ARM continues to go higher. You see SoftBank, what a nice move that's had over the last little, forget about that, but nice little move there over the last little bit. There's SoftBank. It was just 12, but less than that. It was $11 at the beginning of the month, now $19, $20 for SoftBank. So huge move up there as well.
Got to pour out a little something for Fastly here.
Oh, do we? Okay.
Fastly just reported their numbers 29% down. Yuck, yuck, and more yuck. That is, I don't want to hit the bear thing for it. I'll just go all red for Fastly. So it's not all good. I mean, ARM looking fantastic right there. We showed you Fortinet, but Fastly getting absolutely rinsed. We'll go back up to Adara. We should have Snapchat coming out right about now.
Yeah, Snapchat downside.
Yeah, I'm just literally, the second I see Snap numbers, I'll interrupt myself. But in the meantime, we'll talk about Beyond Meat because revenue is down 15.3% year over year. Net revenue at $58.2 million. Gross profit here, $2 million, which is actually an improvement year over year. Loss from operations implies an operating margin of a whopping negative 70.6%. I have Snap earnings. Let's get into it, guys. SNAP. Revenue up 12% year over year to $15.3 billion. Sorry, they wrote this weird. It's 1.53 billion or 1,500 million, but 1.53 billion here. That's up 12% year over year. Net loss here, 89 million. That's going to be narrower than the $140 million loss they reported last year. Adjusted EBITDA, year over year growth. This is actually a solid report all in all here. Snap community here, you've got 5% year over year growth here in their monthly active users. Global daily active users here up 5% year over year as well.
Snapchat, even if they had some growth, I guess it's just not enough. But you know what? The moves are only 5 or 10 minutes in. It's a whole different ball game tomorrow morning, right? Because it's not about what the money does now. It's what the money does at the open tomorrow and reacting to these earnings. And we'll be right here for you guys. I want to thank you guys for a fantastic day and a good show and all the kind words and all of that. And we'll be right back at it tomorrow morning. There's more earnings after the bell. There's ARM reaction. By the way, ARM's at $257. I love that stock. Getting paid. IONQ, we'll have a look at that one as well. And of course, Beyond Meat reported. But it's been a blast, everybody. Do not forget, 8 a.m. tomorrow, we get to do it all over again. That's the best thing about this community. So we'll let everyone get out of here and make sure you rest up because we got another big day tomorrow morning. We'll see you at 8 o'clock.
See ya.